I'm a fish boy who skates for Team X Blades with a leprechaun who plays basketball. Come to my smart house, meet my alien sister. Don't come hungry because I'll bet my mom can't cook.
Hello everyone and welcome to Mum Can't Cook, a DCOM podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Andy Farrens.
And I'm the other host, Luke Westaway. Andy, I've got good news. I'm going to propel our podcast to exciting new heights.
Oh, great. What have you, if you got an exciting guest or some sort of like special promotion we can do to get more listeners?
Better than that, Andy.
Oh.
Check this out. All right, first let me just remove the balaclava that I always wear when I'm recording.
Yep. Oh,
That's right.
my God.
I'm invisible.
Right, yes.
It wasn't easy, but I'm invisible. I turned myself invisible using science.
Science, was it?
Yes.
Okay. Is that why the kitchen's in that state?
Yes. Yeah, you can't ask scientists to clean up.
Well, I can.
Did Tesla clean up after himself?
Probably.
No, is the answer.
He was famously a fastidious man.
Yep. Well, I'm not. And Tesla never turned himself invisible. He's a clown compared to me.
Yeah, that's okay. Fair enough. But wait, so your head is invisible, but what about the rest of you?
Oh, the rest of me. Check this out. Let me just shimmy out of this. That's right. I'm completely invisible.
Oh my God.
My whole body.
So you think this will help our podcast? In what way? In what way?
How can it not? It's going to be the only podcast co-hosted by an invisible person. Everyone's going to want to hear that.
Right. Yes, but I will remind you that podcasting is an audio medium, and as such, people won't be able to. Well, people won't be able to see you, but they also won't be able to see you because podcast.
Nevertheless, the enormous
Do you
amount.
sound invisible?
It's okay. So look, I know. Okay, yes, right.
Okay, stop crying.
No, I'm not. You can see tears sort of rolling down.
Tears rolling down nothing. Yeah,
rolling down nothing.
Like, for all you know, loads of podcasts might be co-hosted by invisible people.
They're
Simon
not.
Mayo may as well be invisible for all he adds to that
I'm
podcast.
the first. I did it. I'm a genius.
Okay, well, it's very good.
I'm a genius, and this will help the podcast.
Okay, it's a very good invisibility. I say, patting the air, looking for the area that is Luke. There it is. It's a very good invisibility. Well
That's
done.
my tummy.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Pat my tummy more. It makes me feel better.
Okay. There. It's very
Do
good
small circles
invisibility.
on it.
Tesla's a clown
Yes, he
compared
is.
to you.
Yes,
Okay.
Tesla's a clown compared to me.
Okay, well, I think you've done a very good science here, Luke. And
Thank you.
how about, to cheer you up and to get you out of this funk, we recap the 2015 DCOM Invisible Sister. Would you like that?
I would like that, yes.
Okay,
Please.
cool. Well, let's listen to the trailer from the Disney Channel and then we can start, okay?
Okay.
Molly, where did you go? Exactly! I don't know where I went! Listen, Molly, I have to go to school and figure this whole thing out. Just please help me get through my day until I can be seen again. There is no way I'm going to pull off pretending to be you. Don't walk like you, walk like me. Stand up straight. Wave. See? This is totally working.
What's happening?
You should just not see for yourself. Say something. Hi, George. How are you?
Okay, I'm kind of losing my mind right now.
You have no idea what's actually happening to me. We still have time. We can't give up. Sorry, just talking to my invisible sister. No matter what happens, I really like spending the day with you. Me too.
We have until midnight to find an antidote, or she becomes invisible forever.
I'll never see your beautiful face again? That's okay. We can still have a life together. Maybe even with little half-invisible kids someday.
What?
Invisible Sister premieres Friday, October 9th on Disney Channel.
All right. Invisible Sister, or
Yeah.
as I've been calling it, Invisisister, and then Invisisis.
I had it as Invis Sister because it's got an SI in there. Invis.
That's true. It can go even shorter, can't it? Invisis.
Yeah.
Invisis.
Well, you know that it's based on a book, and the book was called My Invisible Sister. So they've already started the process of truncating the title.
Yeah, exactly.
So therefore, Invis.
they're making the title invisible.
Yes, the title is gradually disappearing from view.
gradually disappearing like a moth in some smoke or something.
Yeah.
I can't believe how this film achieves invisibility. It's disgusting. It's the most. It's. There were some things I was expecting going into this film, but one thing that I wasn't expecting was that the invisibility would be absolutely disgusting.
To achieve.
It's vile. It's rank. It's the most. There are some things in this film that are just disgusting, and the first thing you see is disgusting because the film opens on like a CGI butterfly, an extreme close up on a CGI butterfly, and it's disgusting.
Well,
Did you think it was disgusting?
I don't think butterflies are disgusting. No, but
this was.
I think that
It's disgusting.
Okay, well, it's the way that invisibility in this film is achieved is by drinking a moth, which is it's. It's the exact kind of disgusting where you can exactly imagine how it would feel.
Oh my, yes, that's exactly it. It's like something that you never ever want to happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
But I never want to be pulled in half by strong horses. But I can't possibly imagine what that would feel like. But I can imagine what it would feel like.
Groping for a glass of water in the middle of the night in the dark. A moth has landed in it and drowned during your sleep. And then you take a big old swig.
Oh my God, I can...
Yep.
I can perfectly imagine its huge, hairy form sliding down my throat. Oh, God.
So that's what they've done in this film to achieve invisibility. It's not some sort of big Tesla coil or something fun visually like that.
No, it's awful. It's disgusting. Okay, top level note. This film is directed by Paul Hone, who directed Luck of the Irish, Jump In, How to Make a Better Boy, and many other DCOMs. Possibly the most prolific DCOM director of all.
Yeah, he is still making DCOMs. Perhaps he thought at this point in his career he may have moved on to other types of cinema, but no, he is still making DCOMs because it is his passion and his life's work.
There's no one better. Unfortunately, there's no one better. At this point, there's no one better at it.
There is no one better at it. Did you enjoy this film, Top Line?
Yes, I did enjoy it. It didn't go how I thought it would because when I heard the premise, invisible sister, one sister is popular, one sister is not popular. Oh, what if you throw invisibility into the mix? Suddenly it's a metaphor for like high school popularity.
Yep.
I thought that would be extremely dull and tedious. But the exciting thing about this film, the big twist, is that the unpopular sister is the baddie. And she's the villain. She's an extremely unlikable protagonist. And the popular one, who I was expecting to be a sort of Sharpay Evans cheerleader kind of, she doesn't even bother with empathy because she's so popular. She's actually she's really
super nice, and she's like really lovely to everyone around her, and she's popular because she makes everyone's lives better. Yeah.
Yes, and all of the other jocks and cheerleaders in the film are the same. They're all really nice, and they all do their best to include the unpopular one. But then
just sort of hisses on them from beneath her cloak and dashes into the shadows.
Yeah. It's the first DCOM I've seen that sort of equates popularity with niceness.
Yeah.
Which sounds absolutely wild, but DCOMs take sort of as gospel, normally, that old high school trope that, well, there are popular kids and there are unpopular kids. And the popular kids have already gone insane with
and
power.
The pops and the baby pops.
Newborn baby pops and the newborn pops.
Yeah.
And the direwolf pops.
Yeah.
And it's really refreshing to see a film that's like, unsurprisingly, generally, the more popular kids are the ones who are nice to each other and form friendship
and have
groups.
social skills and
exactly.
are outgoing and gregarious.
Yes, and obviously in real high school, that's not exactly how it works, although you wish that it was probably. But it is how it works, like, a lot in real high school, and certainly how it works a lot, like, in life.
Yeah.
You know? So
agreed.
Yeah.
I liked this film a lot more than I thought I was going to be honest. I wasn't expecting much from it. I think it's kind of a piece with Girl versus Monster. It feels kind of similarly shot. It's similarly set at Halloween, although that doesn't really affect the plot all that much. The setting, and it's set in New Orleans, which I always have a sort of an affection for. It's one of my favorite cities. It all looks great. I enjoyed this a lot more than I was expecting to.
Quite a lot of this film is bedroom farce adjacent, genre-wise. There's quite a lot of like good, sort of coming in and out of doors and mistaking people for the wrong person and stuff like that, which is I say coming in and out of doors. I kind of hope you know what I mean by that.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I know. I do know what you mean. But yeah, there's a lot of that sort of Mrs. Doubtfire dinner scene.
Yes. Kind of like
yes,
noises off, sort of like classic comedy kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. Top line. There is one thing this film does that I can't stand. And that I think is worth mentioning up top because it does make the whole film difficult to watch and difficult to recap. And that's that when the sister is invisible, as she is for most of the film, I know
exactly what you're going to say.
You still see her like all the time, but not literally all the time, but like some of the time. Whenever there's a scene that the film has decided is from the sister's point of view, she's visible. But it's not literally from her point of view. It's not like first person. It's just in some of the scenes, she's there, but still canonically remains invisible.
But the most annoying thing about that is that in those scenes when she is visible, all the characters who aren't her sort of making eye contact with her and sort of hugging her first try without sort of fumbling around trying to find her, looking directly at where she is. It's really annoying. If you watch everyone's sightlines, it's like this girl is not invisible. You can obviously see her.
I wonder why they did. We can get into it as we get to that point, but it's wild. Okay, so we open on this super disgusting close-up of a CGI butterfly. It's like, and it's a whole tree covered in butterflies, and they like cover the tree disgustingly. They're all twitching and hairy like butterflies are. I don't really like butterflies. I don't know if that's
this is a deeper issue, I think.
This is a deeper issue, probably.
Invisibility is everywhere, we're told, in sound waves and gases and also butterflies.
Yeah, it's the kind of... We get voiceover that's the kind of thing you'd find scrawled in human feces on a killer's wall.
Yeah. A killer who believes themselves to be invisible.
Yes. Invisibility is everywhere. I mean, sure, people tend to focus on things we can see, like matter, living things, but there's also all this stuff that we can't see, like sound waves or gases.
Yeah, so think about that.
Invisibility.
You, who doesn't believe that invisibility is real, think about gases. Can you see gases?
Did you think about sound waves?
Did you even think about sound waves, you clown?
Did you think about the concept of hope? That's invisible. Even in the most obvious and familiar places, these opposites exist side by side. The scene...
I never said they didn't. Why are you coming at me like this, narration?
And the unseen.
This narration is so, like, starting from a position where it's like, so, you think invisibility isn't real?
Yeah.
No, I never said that.
So, viewer, you're unwilling to suspend your disbelief. No, the opposite. I go into a film completely ready.
It's like a YouTube video titled "Viewer Gets Destroyed by Rational Logic." I never said any of this.
Intro VO annihilates skeptical viewer. And then a red arrow on the thumbnail pointing to my bemused face.
Pointing to your... Yeah, they've taken a still of you blinking, so half your eyes are half closed.
So we see two girls pulling up to school, high school, in the decom mandatory VW Beetle.
Yeah.
Long-time listeners will know that for some reason, possibly, I don't know, did Michael Eisner inherit a warehouse full of these suits or something? But everyone's driving a VW Beetle all the time.
It's just Michael Eisner's car. It just gets he lends it out to production.
Oh.
And that saves him a cool $4,000.
You're making a decom? You can use my car.
You can use my car.
No, Michael.
Oh,
it's
great.
like,
You've probably got a really nice car being the CEO of Disney. Oh, it's a beat-up old VW. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's fine. And I'm not using it this weekend. I'm not going anywhere. Take it, honestly. Come by. And maybe when you drop it back off.
I phoned round everyone, and no, everyone's busy this weekend, they said. So I'm not going anywhere.
They said everyone's busy, but this is great because when you drop my car back, we can maybe hang out.
Yeah. If you drop it back, you won't have a car to leave, so you'll have to wait for a taxi to come pick you up or something.
Yeah.
And we can just chat about what's been going on.
In fact, you know what'll be better? I'll drive the car to the set because that way I can explain to you how it works.
Yeah. It's very tricky, the VW Beetle. It's not like any other car. It's different.
Yeah.
But I can drive the car in the film. I'll put my head down and I'll like duck down under the steering wheel, but I can still have my arms up and sort of steer.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
I'll be in the film.
Make me one of the invisible ones. Cover me in the invisible paint.
What? How? Okay, new idea for the film. Invisible Eisner, we'll call it. And it's about me and I'm invisible. And then I can sort of I can follow people who've said that they're busy this weekend and see if they're actually doing what they said they were going to be doing.
And I can walk around Disneyland Paris. And here's the thing. I can be completely naked.
I can ride it to Small World completely naked because they don't let you.
Which is what we all... I'll do what everyone thinks about doing when they're invisible. When everyone daydreams about being invisible, I'll ride It's a Small World completely naked.
I'll be the first to do it.
Well, I'll be the first to do it invisible.
So, yeah, what do you say? Oh, you hung up hours ago.
I have this incredible mental image of Michael Eisner on like the sort of press day of like Disneyland Paris or something, like, you know, before it was open to the public, like just taking the first solo ride on It's a Small World.
It's a small world.
His 90s suit neatly folded in a corner.
And now the ceremonial first ride by Mr. Eisner. Yes, is there a problem?
Why do you think I had this park built against all advice?
I understood the French had a more relaxed attitude to nudity. That's
why
I
do
built
you
it
think
here.
we built the park here?
You telling me I spent $2 billion for nothing?
You telling me I can't do... what's the French one called? Space Mountain or something?
Space Montagne.
You're telling me I can't do Space Mountain in the nude?
My God. I hope they got nude beaches, right?
Not in the winter. Okay, so we meet our two protagonists in this car, Molly and Cleo. Molly is the popular one. Cleo is the unpopular one. Cleo is shown to be unpopular. Thus, she has heavy eyeliner and purple stripes in her hair and wears a choker. She is as close to a goth as the Disney Channel is willing to stray.
Yeah.
Any closer and a goth might touch them, which they're afraid of.
Yeah. So we get a bit of narration about the seen and the unseen, the popular versus the unpopular. Do you see the theme that's developing here?
Are you picking up on it?
I've written what I think, now that I've seen the film, is quite perceptive comment. I don't want to victim blame, but there must be a reason no one wants to spend any time with her, is what I've written. And that turns out to be true.
Yes.
It's because her personality is bad.
Her personality is awful. We see Cleo, she talks vaguely about invisibility. She sits in class and she puts her headphones on, which is surely not allowed, and then goes asleep.
Yeah.
She sits down in class, puts her headphones on and just passes out. Like... you can't. This isn't what you normally do in class. Anyway, at the end of the lesson,
it's also not a way to court popularity, probably.
No, at the end of the lesson, she's shaken awake by her teacher, who says, "I really hope you were meditating on the marvels of science and not rocking out to fits and the tantrums again."
Yeah, this is disappointing because I was like, hell yeah, I can't wait to see Fitz and the tantrums later, but we don't.
Of course we don't, Andy. You poor sweet fool. You're like me. What was the one where I was like, oh, I think they're maybe going to show up? Oh, it was Garbage.
Yeah.
I thought Garbage were going to show up in the president mails the chief.
The president's in love with a 13-year-old or whatever it was.
Yeah. Working title.
My 13-year-old's date with the president.
Cleo responds, "Oh, well, actually, it's the hives today." Straight down the lens. That's right. Yeah. Thought Disney wasn't cool.
So are Fitz and the Tantrums a real band then?
Yeah, they're a real band, aren't they? Or they were a thing.
Damn, okay. I thought that this was like a decom, because it sounds like a decom band, right? Fitz and the Tantrums. It sounds like the sort of thing a decom writer would make up.
Yeah, it's like a Lemonade Mouth kind of band.
An indie pop and neo soul band.
Neo soul?
The hell is neo soul?
We were using all sorts of words, weren't we, in the noughties?
Yeah, we certainly were. We certainly were. Remember those OK Go videos?
Oh, yeah, they were good, weren't they?
Anyway, so yeah, Fitz and the Tantrums, real. It turns out, though, that she's got 100% on her test. So it doesn't matter that she went to sleep listening to the hives.
Yes. She's really sassy to the teacher as well.
Yeah, he's like, F off.
Yeah, she says she's listening to the hives in honour of those skinny jeans you are only slightly too old to pull off.
Brutal.
To her teacher, absolutely savage. No invisible, unpopular kid is this sassy, right?
Yeah.
The shy radio rebel girl wouldn't have, clapped back at the teacher in this aggressive way, would she?
Yeah, tell him to F off and that he's too fat to wear skinny jeans.
Yeah. But anyway, but this is our first inkling that her personality is awful.
Her science proposal is rejected as well. They're all doing projects, and she's like, "Oh, I want to make a papaya battery." And he's like, well, you can't. Everyone else is making fruit batteries or vegetable batteries, and you're some sort of science genius. You have to do something more difficult. And she's like, you f***ing idiot, you're hairless.
Yeah, she doesn't want to do this. She points out that her friend George is being allowed to study the effects of an all-ice cream diet on guinea pigs. And then George, who I didn't know was here, just sort of, the camera swings round to reveal George, who's holding a farting cardboard box. And he goes, it gives them terrible gas.
I've got a farting guinea pig. Is this anything?
So the teacher challenges Cleo to try and do a bit better than a farting guinea pig and a papaya clock. She says, challenge yourself, maybe do something relevant, something to do with transformation. And he holds up sort of what looks like a piece of glass.
Yeah.
And he says, this is the same matter in two distinct forms. One state is dense and dull, much like this conversation, says Cleo with a horrible personality.
That's much like your ugly face and stupid clothes.
The other is transparent. So figure out what this mystery substance is, then transform it into its crystal state. Cleo's like, I don't know how to do that. And he's like, well,
yeah, he tells her to build a homemade spectrometer.
Yeah.
Again, some kids are being allowed to make a potato battery. She's having to make a homemade mass spectrometer and determine what this matter is. Do some science, says the teacher.
Yeah.
Do you think the hives became the hives by shutting out the world and listening to headphones all day?
Oh my God.
I think it was probably part of it, yeah.
I think the line, do you think the hives became the hives by shutting out the world and listening to their headphones all day, is the least cool sentence I've ever heard.
I think it probably, if there was an Olympics for least cool sentences, I think this would got both gold medal and set a new world record.
Yes, it would get gold medal and silver medal.
Yeah.
And bronze medal, because all the other competitors have cringed to death.
Also, famously, that is how bands become bands. They spend all day listening to music and then they make their own.
Yeah, they kind of, sort of follow their own star, right? Don't they, famously? Also, this film came out 15 years after the Hive's breakthrough second album, Veni Vidi Vicious. So it's like, it's not old, and if it was 40 years later, I'd have been like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's that now it's vintage, now it's retro.
You think Paul McCartney wrote Ram by sitting around listening to headphones all day? I don't know why I keep bringing up Ram, but it's very funny to Ram. Yes.
But anyway, he also tells her that this weird project is going to be worth half her class grade and that she's got until Monday to build her spectrometer at home and solve the mystery of the super state crystal or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's like, anyway, bye. So she walks around with George, who's wearing vintage lounge slacks, which he says are all the rage in Budapest, which is the new Paris.
Yep.
He is lol so random.
Likeable main character, Cleo, calls them clown pants. Says that he's a clown.
Yeah.
We see a banner for a dance called Romp Swamp. I've written, could there be a worse name for a dance?
Okay, so it's Romp the Swamp, but the is so small. And it looks like it was added later when they thought Romp Swamp.
When they were like, we can't call it Romp Swamp.
Romp Swamp. It's a romping swamp.
Okay, we start with Fumble in the Bog. How about that? I think we need to change it a little. Okay, what's
Fumble in the Bog is the most evocative name.
I mean, Romp Swamp. It's horrible.
Oh my God.
Horrible.
So as they walk along, George starts going, red alert, Sea Dog approaching 11 o'clock. It turns out that Sea Dog is a boy called Carter. He's wearing a varsity jacket. He approaches and seems nice. Carter, my man, says George. What's the ups? Lay the good news on me. My note, kill George. Feels harsh, but that's where I was at the time.
I had to speak my truth, which was that I want to see George impaled with a harpoon gun to the wall. This Carter he's nice and he wants to study with Cleo.
Yeah.
And she's like, off, Carter.
Yeah.
So again,
honestly,
good.
she's like, oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You piece of
you'd like to be nice to me, wouldn't you, snake?
He says. So he's like, oh, I thought, maybe we could study together for the science quiz. And she says, oh, we could be a clique. How fun. The sports guy asking the nerdy girl for help with his homework. So this Carter is like,
right through you snake.
You big snake. You're smoked out.
Get smoked out, idiot.
So Carter is like, okay, and he retreats.
I'll be in the lab if you have a change of heart, he says. And then George is like, what are you doing? Your epic crush just asked you out on a date. And she was like, oh yeah, he'd like that, wouldn't he? And then I do all the work for him with my genius level intellect. He's a jock and he's an idiot, stupid idiot. And I will never.
She calls him a weasel jock and says, I'll leave the mindless flirting to my sister. Speak speak of the devil. And here, indeed, comes her sister, Molly, the popular one. So I'm braced for this because I'm like, oh boy, if this is Cleo's personality, I don't want to meet the popular one. She's going to be awful.
Yeah, she's going to have lifeguards imported from Spain and turkey imported from Mayayane.
But
you know it.
But so Molly rocks up. When George sees Molly in her car full of all of her friends, he goes, "Hello, car full of beautiful women."
George in this scene is like a Greek chorus. He's just sort of commenting on everything, but unable to. He's like Uatu the Watcher. He is cursed to comment on the affairs of mortals, but never intervene.
He's also still clutching his box which contains a farting guinea pig.
Farting guinea pig, yeah.
And just occasionally, every time George is on screen with this box, you'll hear like... just to let you know that his guinea pig is still farting.
Yeah. So the sister, Molly, she's like, "Oh, Cleo, my sister, would you like to come for frozen yogurt with me and my friends? It'll be nice." And then her friend Nikki says, "Froyo, oh no, let's go, oh yeah."
So Molly asks Cleo do you want to come get Froyo? You'd like that, wouldn't you, you says Cleo.
You snake. Oh, yeah, invite the nerdy girl to frozen yogurt and then use her scientific techniques to eat yogurt in a more efficient manner.
Oh, and then I do all the work of eating the frozen yogurt. You'd like that,
you all sit around fanning yourselves. Well, guess what, you snake?
Guess what? It's not happening. So Cleo doesn't want to go. Molly tries again to persuade her. Then one of Molly's friends tries, a guy called Coog, who says, "Come on, it'll be fun. Your buddy can come too." "This is George, Coog," says Cleo. "You've met him 400 times.
Yeah.
So what Cleo's doing here is pointing out to Coog that he's met George before and didn't remember his name. And what does Coog the jock who just invited them both for Froyo do? He looks mortified and apologises.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
Good personality, our lead here.
To be honest, I mean, I came into this movie hating George immediately, but I'm already really sympathetic to poor George because he seems sort of like tethered to Cleo for some reason. And every time kids sort of appear in his peripheral vision trying very hard to make friends with him and pull him away to a better life of Froyo and friendships, she's like, "No, we're not going, and George won't be going either. Come on, George, come with me while I criticise you."
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, being at a party with a friend and your friend like trashes the kitchen, throws everything on the floor and is like, "This party sucks and everyone here is the worst. Andy and I are leaving." You're like, "What? I'm not. What? I'm not in. I didn't. We think you suck and we're leaving. I didn't do any of this. What?"
That would be such a funny thing to do. If you're listening to this and you're the kind of person who is a bit of a nightmare at parties and might sort of trash the kitchen or something, do something irresponsible, a perfect way to ice the cake at the end is just to be like, when you say you're leaving, choose a random person in the room. Me and George are leaving.
Yeah.
You're like, George,
that's
like,
what George
what?
and I think of your party. What? Sorry, have we met?
Oh my God. So, still a pass, says Cleo. Molly looks disappointed, crestfallen even, and she and her friends head off to socialise, leaving Cleo to travel home with George, who she's prevented from making friends. So we cut to town. George and Cleo are heading back home on George's motorised scooter, which is belching gas like his guinea pig, and then it breaks down. Amusingly, they're travelling at 2 miles per hour, but they still have to wear helmets because it's the Disney Channel.
It's the Disney Channel, yeah. They're riding through the French Quarter in New Orleans. It looks awesome. So we cut to Cleo and Molly's house. They basically live in my dream house. It's one of those huge mansions in the Garden District in New Orleans.
Oh my God.
It's incredible. I love it.
So, this is the most brutal example of this thing that we get all the time, where, like, in this sort of movie that's supposed to be about a normal, relatable teen, but they will live in a sprawling manse.
It looks like the Haunted Mansion from Disneyland. It's got huge columns outside and a massive porch with, like, decorative wrought ironwork.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's huge. And it's in the Garden District, which is one of the most beautiful residential areas I've ever seen.
Yes. It's like Italianate detailing on the. It's got like this huge staircase leading up to the front door. Is this what? I don't know. What do they think? What do they think when they put their cast? Is it just that it's nice? Is it like watching Succession, where it's like, you know, it's sort of just it's fun and interesting to see luxury jets and stuff? Is that the thinking? Is it like it's fun? It's nice as a viewer to see a nice house. Is that the thinking?
It adds a layer to the protagonists when you know that presumably their parents have 7-figure incomes.
Yeah.
Because they must do if they live here.
I don't know. Is it aspirational? Is it a sort of Disney psyop to keep the kids consuming? You know? Is it like you could be a billionaire, potentially? Is that the sort of...
maybe it's like, do you live in a house like this? If not, get on your dad. Get on your mum. Get them to get a better job.
Yeah. Tell your dad to get a better job, and while he's at it, take it to frickin' Disney World for once.
Book that Disney cruise and get the concierge level room.
Just tell your dad, get a better job. Go see The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people are.
What's stopping you from visiting Disneyland Shanghai? Is it the money? Because your mum she could be working more hours, is all I'm saying.
She could be working more hours, and you might think she's not because she's grown up on a steady diet of programming like this, where we sort of ridicule and mock working mothers and make them feel terrible and like they can't cook. But please go see The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Please.
Because not a lot of people are seeing it, and we worked really hard on it.
The only thing we can think is that the ticket prices are too high. Well, there's one solution to that, and that's Dad getting a promotion at work.
Isn't it so funny when you think about it that, like, obviously we've all been like the frog in the slowly boiling pot of water with Star Wars, right? But isn't it funny to think that, like, in so few years we've come to a point where, like, oh, here's a new Star Wars movie. What is it? It's The Mandalorian and Grogu. and it's like... So it's like, okay, so here's the film. It's about the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is kind of like, do you remember Boba Fett? So it's kind of like a one of him.
It's like, and Grogu is a sort of like, you know, Elmo from Sesame Street.
No. You remember Yoda? So it's like, but no, it's not Yoda. It's not. I know you've seen the poster. No, it's not young Yoda.
Yeah,
it's not baby Yoda. It's like a new one. It's okay.
He's a new one. It's like, and he's a sort of little baby idiot, and he sort of goes around going and like licking things and like touching stuff. And the Mandalorian is like, "No, Grogu, don't you touch that pie." And then Grogu's like, and eats the pie, and the Mandalorian's all cross at him. Is that good? Do you want to see that?
Touch the pie. Like, okay. I haven't seen The Mandalorian and Grogu. It looks fine. I haven't made any special efforts to see it, though, even though it's like
there is a pivotal scene in it where the Mandalorian bakes a big, delicious pie. And he leaves it cooling on the windowsill. And he says, now, Grogu, don't you touch that pie.
Grogu's eyes go all big, animatronically. Just the idea that sort of anyone that like Disney should be surprised when they make The Mandalorian and Grogu, and then it's like not a box office success, and they're like, oh well, I guess that's it for Star Wars. And it's like, well, it's The Mandalorian and Grogu. I feel like I'm going to get a lot of hate for saying this, and I want to be clear, I really enjoyed all of The Mandalorian, and I think The Mandalorian and Grogu is all enjoyable and stuff, but like, how did we get here? Isn't it crazy? Like, look around you. Look around you in the world. And now what's the movie that they're making for Star Wars? It's The Mandalorian and Grogu. It's like a shiny Boba. We've made one where there's a shiny Boba. It's about a shiny Boba Fett and a baby Yoda.
An especially shiny Boba Fett.
Yeah.
We were going to make a Daisy Ridley trilogy of her re-establishing the Jedi Order, but no, what we'll do instead is we've got a little sort of Sesame Street character.
But I get the impression that they're probably not going to do the Daisy Ridley one now because of The Mandalorian.
They're like, people just aren't interested in Star Wars stories because look, Grogu's running off with the pie.
Oh no, no! If they won't hit the cinema to see the one with the silver Boba Fett and Baby Yoda sort of chasing.
No, I've got a sort of Final Fantasy cutscene. Luke Skywalker made by AI. He's going to come in and talk to Grogu. Yeah, we got Mark Hamill's voice. We synthesized it from an audiobook he made in the 1970s. Why aren't people enjoying this?
We synthesized it from all those Joker episodes he did for the animated Batman.
Hello, Grogu. It's me. Luke Skywalker. I think people can tell the difference. No, they can't.
Luke Skywalker was always going.
So anyway, it seems that people just aren't interested in Star Wars anymore.
Oh my God. How long did we just spend talking about the Mandalorian Grogu?
Several hours.
And to what end? The only benefit, there's no benefit, because it took ages of this podcast and now everyone's going to think I hate Star Wars and hate the Mandalorian and Grogu, which is not true. I think they're fine. It's just like,
I think they're fine. Yeah, they're just that, it's a TV, it's a TV show. So, why bother going to see it at the cinema? And B, we're stopping talking about the Mandalorian and Grogu. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's not what we're here to talk about.
Not what we're here to talk about. Oh my God.
Anyway, they live in New Orleans in a massive house and it's great.
Yes. That's what we were trying to say. Yeah.
Also, this film does a thing which I think more DCOMs should do, which is like, it needs the parents to not be here sort of interfering with the plot. So the parents are like, we're off now.
Yep. Bye.
Don't ask where.
Yep. We're going away on a big trip. We sort of see them leaving in a taxi. They're heading off on like a big work trip. They say goodbye to the kids. They don't initially spot that Cleo is there, which the language of film tells us is a brutal slight, but it isn't because just like
She's
don't
like
always
behind a bush.
Yeah, you don't always like see everything, whatever. The parents say goodbye. They apologise to Molly that they're missing the big lacrosse game. And you might think that I'm paraphrasing there, but they actually say the words, the big lacrosse game.
Yeah.
Like, come on, film. How hard is it to make something up? Just say like, we're so sorry that we're going to be missing the state final against the Wildcats. No lacrosse team has worked harder this year. We hope you win. Like, there's an elegant way of doing it.
Yeah.
No real person would say, sorry, I'm missing the big lacrosse game.
I'm missing sectionals or regionals or
Sorry,
whatever.
I'm missing state regionals.
Yeah. So the film is trying to kind of paint a picture of parents who love Molly and hate Cleo.
Yeah.
A position that I'm sympathetic towards after only 10 minutes of film.
I'm sympathetic to the parents as well because they have to sort of live with Cleo. I mean, no wonder they're going away.
Molly,
going away to get away from Cleo.
We're having our annual get away from Cleo holiday. Sorry you can't come on it this year, Molly, because of your lacrosse game.
Yeah. So Dad says that college scouts will be at big lacrosse game.
Yeah.
So Mum and Dad kind of pep talk Molly a bit. Then they remember that they have 2 daughters and they look at Cleo and Mum says, stay loose.
Yeah, our awful daughter, our bad second daughter.
And then they leave. They do, before they leave, they do a sort of hands in 1, 2, 3 family thing. And Cleo is slightly late to the hands in, and the film makes clear that this is another brutal slight and that the rest of the family don't care about her.
This is her family's fault instead of her fault for not doing it properly. Because everyone else did it right.
Yeah.
So Molly says she's having people over for dinner.
Yes.
She says to Cleo, she's like, I'm having some friends over for dinner tonight. And Cleo's like, you can't! I have my science project!
No!
What, are you doing it at the dinner table, Cleo?
Yeah, well, yes.
How about
maybe.
stopping?
I don't know.
I was planning on doing it at the dinner table now that you've said that.
So Molly's like, I'm having one of those things where your parents go away and I'm having a big party. It's going to be the lacrosse team and their boyfriends and anyone else who wants to come. So there's an epic rager at Molly's tonight and Cleo's like...
I was going to do things in my room and now I can't for some reason.
Well, you get this, you still can.
Yeah. So we cut to the party. George and Cleo are doing science in a room that's the other side of a big window from where the party's happening.
Yes.
So that Cleo can be performatively annoyed by the party. And George is sort of like pouring at the window and licking it and wanting to be in the party.
Yeah, he's like pressing his nose to the glass, but he can't. We see his guinea pig fart some more.
Yeah, because earlier in the party, Cleo said, this is what I think of your party, and George and I are leaving.
Mm-hmm. Elsewhere in the party, this is just important to mention, the character from before, Coog, who is Molly's boyfriend, he's trying to cook meatballs and he's having an amusingly hard time of it. We'll come back to that later. So Chloe's got this sort of Sherlock-style chemistry set on the go, but the mystery substance remains elusive. She says she can't even get light to pass through it. And then she moans about how she's been exiled from her own house, even though it very much seems like she would be welcome at the party.
Yeah, it's true. George is like, hey, why don't we have a break? You know, we could head inside, sample some meatballs, see if anyone wants to get off with George.
Yeah.
And she's like, no.
She sighs and she says, "Go, George." George is pathetically grateful. The guinea pig farts. Cleo is left alone. We cut to the throng of the party where George is now trying to chat up a girl by saying he's a top lawn bowler. He is indulged politely by one of Molly's friends because Molly's friends are nice.
Yeah, exactly.
But back to Cleo. "Let's turn up the heat," she says, and we see a purple mixture boiling violently. Her laptop is analysing the mixture, and it analyses it as sucrose.
That's right.
"How sweet," she hisses. "Perkins gave me sugar." Mm-hmm. So I guess the mystery substance was sugar, and she's solved it. I guess she's whatever the stupid thing with the crystals was. She's done it. She cracked
she's done it within. So the party can't have been going on for more than about an hour.
Yeah.
So she's done it. She's figured it out.
Why didn't she just do it when she got home, and then go to the party afterwards?
The next day. I mean, it doesn't appear to be. It's not like get it in by tomorrow deadline, is it? So
no,
I don't know what she's complaining about. Suddenly, though, a moth flies into the room, and it causes some chemicals to be knocked into the sugar.
Well, only because Cleo sees a moth and starts flailing her arms around.
Yeah, knocking chemicals into the sugar.
Yeah.
So the mixture sort of bubbles and the steam from it washes over the moth, which then becomes invisible.
Yeah. We should say it's that kind of video game invisibility where light is sort of bending around something, like Predator
it's like Predator
invisibility.
Camouflage.
Yeah. That kind of camouflage that is arguably more visible than being normally visible because it is so eye-catching. Like,
yes,
you know, like when a video game enemy will be like, "Ho ho ho ho, good luck catching me," but then they're sort of like they kind of like that, like the Predator. And you're like, "Well, I see that. I see that."
I think it's only effective if you're standing completely still. If you're moving at all, it's the most eye-catching thing in the world. Yeah.
So what I'll do, Solid Snake, is I'll go completely invisible with my sword held straight out and hope that eventually you sort of walk onto it.
Yeah. My other plan is to spin around the room like Sonic the Hedgehog. We'll see how that goes.
Being extremely visible.
Yeah.
So Cleo thinks quickly and grabs a jar and traps the moth in it. But then she looks at it and it sort of phases in and out of visibility again. And she goes, "Ah!" and drops the jar and it smashes and the moth flaps away. Cleo gives chase through the party with a big net, dragging George with her as she goes.
Coming through!
Hey, excuse me for just 1 second. Hey, what's going on?
George, I made a moth disappear.
What?
I know this sounds impossible, but it's true.
I don't see it. Where is it?
Do you see that?
Not really.
Thanks for coming, guys. I'll get some rest. We have a big day tomorrow.
So at the end there, that was Molly being like, "Hey, everyone at the party, thanks for coming. Rest up." Because she's been really nice and responsible. I couldn't believe this. I couldn't believe that the host school rager party ends with the host being like, "Thanks for coming, everyone.
Yeah.
We all had a great time." And they're like, "Thanks for the party, Molly. It was great. And now I'm going to go home respectfully."
And nice.
Everyone is nice and respectful.
And if you say that the party's over, that we'll all accept that and go home.
That's fine.
That's fine by us.
We've had a great time, but you're right. We've got a big day tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
Everyone slaps their thighs and goes, "Right." And then walks out the door.
Yeah. They forget their car keys and come back and go, "Wouldn't get very far without these."
Yeah, it's just a nice time. So later, Molly is in her room. She leaves it to wander the mansion's endless hallways of this giant house. Cleo's working away in her bedroom. Molly gets a glass of water and she drops a ginger fizz tablet into it, something she uses to settle her stomach, I suppose.
I misread the packet of this quite calamitously.
Oh, really?
So it's like a sort of stomach relief. It's like an antacid fizzy thing.
Yeah. Like an Alka-Seltzer.
I think the problem is the font, because I really thought it was called Ginger Riz.
Okay.
Like
some sort of aphrodisiac.
Yeah, like something that a podcast of ill repute would be sort of flogging in.
Yeah, right. Yes. Yeah. A supplement that you can get, yeah.
Yeah, and use our code. Increase your Riz to ginger levels.
You know how gingers have the best Riz.
Sorry, Andy, you were saying, she
drops a ginger fizz into a glass of water, looks at herself in the mirror, but while she's doing this, the invisible moth flies in through the window and then goes into her glass of water and sort of violently drowns and sinks to the bottom of the glass.
Yeah, so it's like it's it dies in the water. I think it technically dies on the light, but it doesn't matter. The point is there's a dead moth floating in the glass. And I don't know what kind of moth you're picturing, but double it.
Yeah, massive.
A massive moth, this. It's like at least the circumference of the bottom of the glass of water. Anyway, so Molly doesn't see it, obviously, because it's invisible. I don't know, it's still invisible after it's dead. And she picks up the glass of water and she goes, and just moth
gulps down a Hercules moth 27 centimetres across.
It's the kind of moth that a snake would have to like expend like an hour sort of moving down its gullet. And Molly sort of unfortunately just sort of slides it right into her intestine.
So she drinks this invisible moth.
Yeah.
She looks at herself in the mirror and then she phases out of existence and then back in to existence.
Yeah.
And is like, that's weird, and goes to bed.
And then she goes to sleep.
Yeah.
She's like, you'd call it like she's glitching a bit as she goes to bed. The next day, the movie gets good because we start to see I say the movie gets good. This movie is going to do a few sort of fun invisibility visual effects, and then it is going to stop doing that, and it's going to just have the sister be visible in most of the scenes, but still canonically invisible. But
the film gets tired and sleepy.
But we do get a misleading amount of fun here. We see on a bed, a pillow inflates gently, indicating that Molly's getting up out of bed, and a duvet on fishing wire gets sort of flipped over. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. A whole invisible film of practical effects. We see some slippers and towel make their way to the bathroom. The slippers sort of pad up to the sink. The toothbrush lifts itself. Toothpaste retrieves itself from a bathroom cupboard.
Yeah.
And then Molly goes to close the bathroom mirror. And when she does it, she sees nothing because she's invisible. And she goes, ah!
We see her now for the first time. It's going to be for the most of the rest of the film.
Yeah.
Cleo comes running to hear what the scream is about. We see Molly splashing water on her face, and you get a sort of invisible, like the trails of water going down her face. And this really reminded me of the Kevin Bacon Invisible Man horror movie, Hollow Man.
Yes,
I don't know if you felt the same.
Yes, it's exactly the Hollow Man thing. I don't know how they did the effects in that Hollow Man thing. I guess it was early CGI. I remember the gorilla going slowly invisible, and that was freaking cool at the time.
Yeah.
But it felt like that film was mostly pouring water onto like plastic molds in the shape of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite a nice effect. They don't do it very often. But I could have used a little more of it, probably.
Yes, probably. So
she can see herself. Like, as far as I can tell, she can see herself.
That doesn't make sense.
Because she doesn't...
Why can she see herself?
But then she can't see herself in a mirror. Because she gets up and out of bed, and she walks down the hallway to the bathroom. And I think you would notice that you can't see your arms and legs if you couldn't, right?
Well, yeah,
but then she looks at herself in the mirror
like,
and she realises she has no reflection.
Yeah, it'd be like in BioShock or something when you look down and you can't see your legs. In a first-person video game, if you can see your legs, it's weird and unusual.
It's weird and they look wrong, yeah.
Yeah, often distracting. So, yeah, you would notice in the middle of the night because your eyelids would become invisible. You can't blink all of a sudden. So, like, just, all of a sudden the room would become visible as you went invisible, and then you would be unable to close your eyes, thus making you immediately insane.
Would you go blind because there were no sort of rods and cones in your eyes to, like, interpret light? I don't know. Feels like it.
Good question. Oh my gosh, imagine going... I mean, if you want a movie to have like a lot of really fun effects, then have a character go invisible and it makes them go blind at the same time. Imagine the sort of like someone like an invisible person stumbling around a room in panic. Like that would look amazing.
Why is this happening?
Yeah. Anyway,
so she explains what's happened, and Cleo. She's like, I've got to call for help. And Cleo is like, and what are you going to tell them, Molly?
Yeah.
In a really sinister way.
She says, well, I'll call for help. Now, of all the films will often do this, they'll do, like, someone will pick up the phone and then someone else will say, and what are you going to tell them? That blah, blah, blah premise of the film. Like, but this one is really viable. Like, you could show anyone and they'd believe you. It's a massive visual phenomenon. It's not like, oh, and what are they going to say? That something is secretly magic.
Yeah.
It's like, no, if you call someone and say, come and help me, I've become invisible. Or just go around to your neighbour and be like, I've become invisible. Everyone will see, everyone will understand, everyone will care.
Everyone will want to help. Actually, now that you mention it, they sort of like, well, of course, we must keep the fact that you're invisible secret from everyone.
Yeah.
You're like, actually, why?
Why?
This is a byproduct of a science experiment from school.
Yeah.
My first call would be to the chemistry teacher and say, hey, I was working with that stuff that you gave me, and this happened.
Yes.
Let's reverse it based on your chemical knowledge and the stuff that you told me to do.
Yeah.
But they're like, no one must know.
No one must know. Of course, we can't tell anyone. Of course, like, don't phone the police, don't phone mum and dad. What are you going to tell them? Well, I'll tell them what's happened.
Yeah. Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
So Chloe says, look,
Snake.
I made a moth invisible last night. I was working on a sugar solution and I spilled a bunch of chemicals in and the moth flew in the steam and it went invisible. Did the moth land on you or touch you or did you swallow it? So Molly is like, what? You're asking me if I swallowed an invisible moth? Oh, yes, actually, I did, now you mention it.
Yeah, the sentence, I accidentally drank your invisible science project moth and now I'm invisible too, passes Molly's lips.
Yeah. Her invisible lips.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, yeah, there was something where... Yeah, there actually was a massive hairy thing that I swallowed whole in my water before going to
swallow a
sleep.
Hercules moth last night. It took ages.
I'm still picking, like, sort of its legs out of my teeth.
Oh, God.
So they put together that the moth must have flown in through the open window looking for light and fallen into the water. Molly is really, really cross, understandably, but their argument is interrupted by her boyfriend, the Coog, letting himself into the house. He is dressed as a bear. He's wearing a huge, like, bear mascot suit.
Yeah.
As he walks in, he clutches his stomach and groans that he's eaten 28 meatballs and is farting and shitting himself as a result.
Yeah. He's dressed as a bear because he's misunderstood the Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
It is Halloween today and they're doing a big Wizard of Oz group costume. Molly was supposed to be Dorothy. Cleo tells the Coog that Molly is sick and contagious and can't see him because she would infect him with her disease. And he is told to flee the house. He must run. And so he does, dressed as a bear. Exits pursued by bear.
Pursued by himself.
Yeah.
So they've elegantly got rid of the Coog. So coming back upstairs, Cleo, her immediate priority is to start ragging on the Coog for getting the Cowardly Lion wrong, having turned her sister invisible.
Like, what a dumbass piece of shit.
Yeah. Molly's like, what the actual F? I'm invisible. Can we please focus on that? This is the point in my notes where I've written, she's just visible, though, in half the shots. So sometimes you have shots where Cleo is talking to the wrong spot because from her point of view, Molly's not there.
Yeah.
I think my guess was that I think the film has like lost its nerve, or maybe it was sort of in the contract of the actor playing Molly or something. Like, sure, I'll do a film where I'm invisible, but can I please be in the film in a meaningful way or something? Yeah. It's like, I don't know. It just looks like the movie's lost its nerve. Or maybe they worried that it would be too difficult or too expensive, or they worried that kids wouldn't be able to follow it. I don't know.
Yeah, but it ends up being annoying because characters are like making eye contact with Molly in a lot of scenes when she's supposed to be invisible.
Also, this film is going to address the invisibility thing of, I mean, normally in fiction, if someone turns invisible, they're only invisible when they are naked, which is normally a thing so that you can see like clothes walking around by themselves, which is visually fun. But the film has like a sort of solve for that. But the solve for it is that, like, because she drank the moth, her sweat is saturated with like moth water. It's just gross. It's like, it's disgusting. What it means is, like, through this film, like, Molly is invisible even when dressed, which is, you know, fine. Yeah, but the canonical reason is that she's sweating moth water into everything.
into it at an astounding rate, yeah. We see an example of it here. She's like, I can't miss school. If I miss any of my lessons, I won't be able to play in the lacrosse game, and there are college scouts coming. Plus, I need to be Dorothy for our group costume. So she goes and puts on her Dorothy costume, but then it disappears from her body. Everything she touches will gradually become invisible too.
Yeah. This is confusing, though. So Molly's upset because she's like, it's a huge game, scouts will be there, and I can't let my teammates down. But are they going to do the lacrosse game dressed as the Wizard of Oz?
No.
I don't know. But anyway, so Molly has a good idea. She says, okay, we're the same build roughly, you and I, Cleo. This could work. And we cut to the house's hallway by the door. Now Cleo is wearing the Dorothy costume. So Cleo is going to be Molly today. And Cleo points out that she has a face that is different to the face of Molly. But Molly has a fix for that as well.
Uh-huh.
And presents her with a classic New Orleans masquerade mask.
Yeah, but not a full face mask, like a little eye mask.
Yeah, a little masquerade ball one.
A mask? Really? Dorothy didn't wear a mask. We're in New Orleans. Just say you're Mardi Gras Dorothy. Mardi Gras Dorothy? Yeah, from a big Munchkin Town parade float. With munchkins, giving beads and stuff. Look, I've gotta go to school today. So you've gotta get me through this. Get your science gear and do whatever it is you need to do to figure this out. Just please help me get through my day until I can be seen again, okay? Besides, you look totally cute.
Fine, give me your car keys. What?
Molly, you're invisible. You can't drive. Well, you can't drive either. You don't have a license.
Now, my friends tend to recognize me when I'm wearing sunglasses.
Yes, they do.
And this mask covers approximately the same surface area of a face as a pair of Oakleys or similar.
Molly is right when she says that her and Cleo are roughly the same build, but only when you take into account the entire human race.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. When you take into account, like, the world's strongest man contestants and sort of runway models and
Yeah,
take a sort of
exactly.
median point.
So, like, it definitely doesn't mean that someone who's expecting to see Molly when they look at Cleo will be like,
Yes.
oh, yes, here's Molly.
I mean, so in the fiction of the movie, they are related. They're sisters. Obviously, these actors are not related. And if I'm
They
honest,
should have cast twins.
yes. If I'm honest, I'm not even sure they're the same ethnicity. So it is. It is challenging for the audience to accept that people will see Cleo in sunglasses and think that she's Molly.
Yes. And now, like, I'm not trying to like pick holes in this. I am willing to suspend my disbelief. But I think the reason that we both struggled with this is that what's happening in the film, what you are seeing when you watch the film is on screen, you're still seeing both of them because the
Yes.
invisible one isn't invisible
No.
to you, the viewer.
Yes.
She's just invisible to everyone in the film. They needed a little Tinkerbell cartoon to blow pixie dust into the camera and be like, now you can see Molly.
Yeah, but you just sort of got to keep it all in your head, really.
Yeah, and it's a lot to keep in your head. And then in addition, they're asking you to be kind of like, oh, but also remember that everyone thinks that Cleo is Molly, even though she doesn't look like Molly, who is standing right there.
Yeah. Yeah. So they drive to school and they jump scare an old woman because Molly's driving and Cleo's sitting in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
At school, everyone's in Halloween costumes. Molly is Weekend at Burnsying Cleo through walking into school in a cool way.
Yeah. Cleo, this isn't really important, but it annoyed me, and it's just Cleo's personality. When they get to school, she's like, oh, I don't think this is going to work. And then she slanders the character of Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, which really annoyed me. She says, Dorothy should have made better life choices. Oh, there's a tornado coming. I'm going to put on my party clothes. They're not party clothes. When you dress as Dorothy, it's party clothes. The iconic, I love The Wizard of Oz. The iconic Dorothy outfit is not, Dorothy's not dressed for a party. She's wearing normal
costume.
farm wear.
Yeah, from
Okay?
a Kansas girl in the 1930s or whatever.
Yes, the Dorothy outfit with the blue dress is entirely consistent with the character of Dorothy, Cleo.
Yeah.
Actually.
It's like
This
walking
is
up
why
to
you don't have any
RoboCop
friends,
and
Cleo.
saying, nice RoboCop costume. Well, I am RoboCop.
I am RoboCop. Oh my god. We see some other costumes though. There's a pirate, a clown. One boy who isn't part of the lacrosse friend group is dressed as the Yellow Brick Road, which feels like how you would maybe dress if you were trying to get in with the lacrosse friend group and you
But they've
heard they were
taken all the
doing a
good
group.
characters. What's left?
Is anyone dressed as the Yellow Brick Road? Well,
No,
obviously
obviously
not.
no one's dressed as that. Score.
Woohoo! Also, he doesn't have to do that. He could just walk up to them and say, hey, could I hang out with you? And they'd be like, sure, what's your story?
Yeah.
Tell us about yourself. Because
Tell us
they're all
about-
really
yeah,
nice.
we'd love to hang out with you. We're nice.
Yeah.
So Molly is sort of guiding Cleo through the conversations by like hitting her hard in the head whenever she says anything wrong, which is fun. The Coug is here. He tries to kiss her, but obviously she's not his girlfriend, so she cringes back from his affections.
Yeah, she recoils.
Yeah.
Nikki is here as well. So Nikki is Molly's best friend.
Yeah.
And this Molly tells Cleo is going to be the real test. Can they sort of like get this act past Nikki? But they can. It kind of goes fine. Molly, says Nikki, and Cleo says, yes. Like, she says it like that. I don't know. She says it like Heath
Joker.
Ledger's Joker. Yeah, I don't know. Because they've synthesized Luke Skywalker. The Mark Hamill audiobook library.
Yes, says Cleo, licking a switchblade.
Yeah, but Nikki falls for it and she hugs Cleo and she says that she's Mardi Gras Dorothy. That's the sort of explanation for why she's wearing the mask. Nikki doesn't really mind. She's like, that's cool. She's got her own worries because she's in charge of Romp the Swamp tonight and she's worried that she doesn't have enough decorations and she doesn't know if it's going to go well. She looks into Cleo's eyes. She thinks she's looking into Molly's eyes and says, just tell me everything's going to be okay. And Cleo says, that sounds awful, Nikki. I would just cancel. And then Molly hits her in the head.
Yeah.
Which makes her head kind of like go doing like to the side. And then Cleo goes, I just have a little neck twitch this morning.
Blood starts welling up out of the cut and pouring down her forehead. Spontaneous lesions.
Yeah. So anyway, Cleo runs away, basically. George phones Cleo and says, hey, Cleo, I haven't seen you at school today. Where are you? Imagine your friend doesn't show up at school and you phone them. Like, what are you doing, George?
Yeah. George, what are you doing? He says, your sister's here. She's dressed like Carnival Milkmaid Zorro.
Read my notes. Read a fucking book, George. It's Dorothy.
Yeah. So we follow Cleo into Molly's classes. She's supposed to be at a geometry class right now, Introduction to Geometry. So she goes there. She's got to attend all these classes so she can play in the lacrosse game. She gets her sister's geometry paper back and she got a C-. This is surprising news to Cleo.
Yeah.
She's like, whoa, if you needed help, you could have just asked me.
Yeah.
And Molly's like, oh, yeah, because you're so warm and supportive. I know exactly what you'd have said. You'd have said, I'm a stupid idiot and a snake, and then you'd have kicked me in the head or something because you're the worst character in the world. I'm like, okay, this is sort of hinting at a deeper...
Yeah.
This has been going on for a while. Her personality has been bad for a long time, basically.
It has, yeah. The rot is deep with Cleo.
Yeah.
Cleo ignores this and says, now listen, I've got to go get a huge microscope from the lab to figure out the science behind what's happened. But Molly tells her that actually Cleo can't do that. In her role of being her, she has many appointments, and now she is needed at Pep Circle.
Yeah.
Cleo doesn't even know what a Pep Circle is.
Yeah, it's a thing we do on game days, bonding and trust building. You're leading it. And she then pushes Cleo into the room. Cleo staggers into this gymnasium, being like prodded and hit by her invisible sister. She's like swatting at the air and being kicked in the back by something that the others can't see. And they're like, hooray, Molly's here.
Hooray, Molly's here. So they're in a circle in the gymnasium. Trust, teamwork, fellowship, pride. A team united can't be denied, says Nikki. And Cleo says, please don't make me do this, confronted with the best elements of humanity. So they're all pleased to see Cleo, who they think is Molly. Cleo kind of wings it. She's like, why don't we go straight into the group hug, says Nikki. And then Cleo
I feel
goes,
like Molly
no!
could have briefed her a little on this, I feel like.
I don't think...
It seems like there's a very rigid structure to this.
I don't know. I wouldn't think that you need to, because it's like the first thing they do is like, okay, let's have a group hug. It's like, you could probably go along with that, can't you, Cleo? But she can't. She's like, no, we can skip the first thing. I don't want to do a group hug. The next thing is a trust exercise.
Yeah.
And Nikki gives Cleo a bunny, like a fluffy bunny. And the bunny is an exercise, we learn, where the bunny is passed around and whoever is holding the bunny confesses an emotional truth, something true and meaningful in a safe place of understanding and compassion. So, fine.
Yeah.
Nikki starts off. She says she's grateful to be on a team with all of you. She says, if I'm strong, it's only because I'm surrounded by such strong women, and I'm especially grateful for Molly. And Nikki calls her an amazing friend and captain. Molly, invisible on the sidelines, although visible to you, the viewer, thanks to Tinkerbell's fairy dust. We see Molly smile benignly, sort of pleased and liking her friend.
Tinkerbell's fairy dust is available in 1 kilogram drums from the Walt Disney Company. You have to order it in bulk. Take 1 heaping spoonful before each scene in Invisible Sister.
It's like some kind of powdered cement that Eisner got in a job lot after.
How are we going to dispose of all this toxic concrete dust?
I know.
We'll get in trouble with the EPA if we just dump it. Oh, I've got a plan.
Oh, we won't be dumping it. This is all the powdered cement that we were going to use to build that expansion for Disneyland Paris that obviously we won't be needing.
We're not going to, that's obviously a non-starter.
Yeah. We were going to refurbish Disneyland Paris in the most, in literally any way. No way. No need. Do you know, I haven't been to Disneyland Paris in a few years.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, in 3 years. It hasn't been that long. And last time I went, so this is like in the 2020s.
Yeah.
You still had to like phone them. You had to phone them before you went if you wanted to book a restaurant. Not phone the restaurant. I'd be fine with that.
No.
I don't mind phoning a restaurant. You had to phone a switchboard.
Yeah.
And it was like, hello, this is Disneyland Paris booking line. What do you want to book? And you're like, dinner some nights so I can eat, because if you don't book, I probably won't be able to. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, where do you want to go? It's like so, and everywhere else, obviously, you've been able to do this on an app for like years and years and years, right?
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
Yeah, the difference is stark. I remember being at Disney World in Orlando, and I bought a couple of coffees from one of the coffee stands, and the person I was with dropped their coffee quite soon after being handed it. Oh, I was like, oh, that's a shame. Won't have a coffee. And then like teleporting in without being seen, there was a Disney cast member who was like, oh, I'm sorry that you dropped your coffee. Here, let me write you. This is a voucher, and you can use this for 2 free coffees at any of the coffee carts around the park. And I looked back, and the spilled coffee had already been cleaned up by someone.
Whoa!
And then I looked back, and the person had already disappeared. It was like a drive-by customer servicing.
Wow, slick.
And then in Disneyland Paris, the Ratatouille ride broke down when I was at the front of the queue, and I asked the ride attendant if they knew how long it would take to be fixed, and she fixed me with a venomous stare and said, "How should I know?"
So good. Don't get me wrong. I think part of the charm of going to Disneyland Paris is that you are guaranteed about. Oh my god! I went. Okay, so I did in Paris. There's like a Lightning McQueen stunt show.
Yes,
it's like it was a vehicular stunt spectacular or something. But then after Cars, they called it the Lightning McQueen show, and one of the cars has like big googly eyes painted on, so that it can be Lightning McQueen, And before the show started, someone came out and like just sort of like said on the microphone, and my French isn't perfect, but I'm pretty sure the translation was, Lightning McQueen is sick. And then Lightning McQueen wasn't in the show because he's sick.
Because he got sick and
all
died.
the children are like, is he going to be okay?
I'm sorry, children.
Children, Lightning McQueen is very sick.
Oh god, my favourite thing of that is they
taking a turn for the worse
in the horrible studios park.
Yeah,
there used to be a sort of like studio backlot tour thing narrated by Jeremy Irons, which is funny in and of itself. But there's a bit where an oil tanker slides down a sort of ramp and bursts into flames. It's like a big stunt thing, and you sort of feel the heat from the flames, and it's like it's all cool and stuff.
Yes.
And then a few years ago, they turned it into like a Cars like trolley tour. So you go around various scenes from Cars, and it's really slow and boring and rubbish. And they've kept the scene with the tanker exploding and bursting into flames, but now the tanker has eyes. It's like alive and burning to death.
Now it has a screaming face painted.
It has sort of panicky eyes darting around as it bursts into flames.
It's got animatronic eyes that swivel around in agony.
Why would they do that?
Oh my god. Okay. If you please email us your bad Disneyland Paris stories, it's all I want from you, listeners.
Oh god.
momcan'tcookpod@gmail.com. Hint at please an entire spin-off podcast where we just tell your bad Disneyland Paris stories. And don't get me wrong, I like it. Like it for me, it's part of the charm. It's part of the myth that when you go to Disneyland Paris, some stuff's going to be broken and they're not going to be that nice to you.
You will be very poorly treated. Yeah.
And but it's like It feels fair because you've come to France.
Yeah.
And you've come to France and you're so close to Paris, and everyone in Disneyland Paris should be made to reckon with the fact that they've come here.
Yeah, you're walking around the fake Ratatouille Paris when you're so close to real Paris.
Yes.
And everyone there has nothing but contempt for you because they recognise this.
You should be made to confront the fact. You shouldn't be transported to a fantasy world. You should be made to confront the fact you've come to an expensive American theme park and you're sat in the fake Ratatouille Paris restaurant.
You shouldn't be allowed to get away with it.
You shouldn't be allowed to get away with it. But no, I love Disneyland Paris. I've been many times and I'll go again, damn it.
Yeah.
Andy, I'm going on holiday soon.
Okay. Where's my invite?
Well, this is it. I'm on my way to the airport now. Are you coming?
Okay. Well, I am, but I'm worried about roaming rates. Where are we going? Will it be expensive for me to check on things such as my investments and also the news and also when the new Shrek movie is coming out?
Do you check that every day in case they've moved it?
Yeah, it might get moved up, Luke, and I don't want to be left wrong-footed.
Yeah, while all the other Shrek fans on the Discord are going ham watching Shrek.
Yeah, they're getting all of the search engine optimization. They're going to be top of the Google search results with their reviews.
Exactly.
Can't let that happen.
They could be enjoying a controversial new Shrek design while you're left in the dust. Well, no more with Saily. Do you know about Saily, Andy? It's an eSIM service app.
An eSIM? Is that how you pronounce it? I've been saying eSIM.
Well, I didn't want to correct you because I couldn't bear to break your heart. But yeah, it's pronounced eSIM because it's like an electronic SIM. So instead of a physical card that you put in your phone, it's a sort of virtual software app-based thing, which means that you can dodge roaming rates and use your phone conveniently while abroad without having to pay loads of money or faff around with a little bit of plastic.
That's right. It's super easy. You just download the app. Saily eSIM plans are compatible for iOS or Android devices and work with all smartphones supporting eSIM technology. Then you buy a plan. Multiple plans are available in over 200 destinations at some of the best rates online. And then you just follow the instructions on the app to install the eSIM. It's super easy, and it means you don't get any nasty surprises when you return for your trip, such as a Big Bill. That's the name of the guy that the phone company sends around to beat you up. He's Big Bill, and you do not want him coming to your house, let me tell you.
No. So, dodge Big Bill and get an exclusive 15% discount on Saily data plans by using code MomCan'tCook at checkout. Download the Saily app or go to saily.com/MomCan'tCook.
So where are we going?
Spain.
Oh, no. You know what that means.
Andy, unfortunately, I've gone invisible.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who said that? Is it spirits come to teach me the error of my ways? I won't learn them.
No, it's not spirits, unfortunately. It's Luke, your co-host. I've gone invisible, Andy.
Okay, well, let me just sort of paw at the air in front of me.
Ow.
Oh, yeah, there you are.
Ow. Yes, yep. Here I am.
I recognise that flesh anywhere.
Andy, I've gone invisible, and I need your help.
Okay, what do you need me to do? Like throw water over you or sort of paint you or help you commit a series of crimes like the movie Hollow Man?
I need you to relate my going invisible to NordVPN.
Oh, okay.
Go for it. I believe in you.
A lot of the time, being on the internet can make you feel invisible.
Damn, he's good.
What with all of the crime that can happen to you on it.
Oh, my God.
You can often feel like no one's hearing your calls for greater internet security.
It's getting a bit dark.
And you're like, whoa, am I invisible here? All I want is to be secure online. Why won't anyone heed my words? Well, guess what? Nord did.
Whoa.
They heeded it and they did something about it. They invented Nord.
Thanks for heeding our calls, Nord, and inventing NordVPN. A VPN is a wonderful, wonderful piece of software that lets you tell the internet where the device you're accessing the internet from is based in the world. So, for example, you could let the internet think that your computer is in Spain and watch all of the sweet Spanish streaming TV, or indeed anywhere. I've got Spain on the brain today. I don't know why exactly.
They've got it pretty good over there in Spain.
They do. It's paradise.
Yeah.
NordVPN is really cool. I've been using it for a very long time, long before they sponsored the podcast. They've got more than 8,300 servers in 127 countries, and you can change your virtual location really easily. You can just sort of flick through countries in a matter of moments. It's fun and it works.
Oh, there's no sort of about it. You can do it, friend. And one NordVPN account protects up to 10 devices, and it supports every major platform, such as, here they are, Windows, Android, iOS, macOS, Linux, and even Android TV.
Oh my God. So to get the best discount off your NordVPN plan, go to nordvpn.com/mom can't cook. Our link will also give you 4 extra months on the 2-year plan. There's no risk with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee, and the link is in the podcast episode description box.
Wow, doing that NordVPN advert has caused you to become visible again. I guess it was all the magic steam coming off the advert.
He's done it again, listener. How is he so good?
It's happened, yes. Anyway, on to the next ad.
Andy, I feel almost invisible at my high school. And not literally, I mean in a metaphorical way. I'm not popular.
Because everyone overlooks you because of your the way you look and are.
Because of my horrible personality. There must be something I can do to compensate for my bad personality.
Oh, you could improve your personality. You could try being nice to people, sort of friendly and helpful.
I said there must be something I can do to compensate for my bad personality.
I
idiot.
see. Well, okay, right.
Listen much?
No, obviously. I noticed that you've been dressing in sort of sackcloth.
Yes.
Robes. And the sort of, you have that sort of wooden stock around your neck and the sort of blindfold across your eyes. Your hands are manacled.
Yes, I am.
You're sort of drooling a green ichor all over yourself all day.
Yes, and is this not helping?
It's not. No, Luke. You could be wearing something stylish and that appeals to today's modern students who enjoy video games, for example.
All right, I'll try it. Okay, all right. Tell me what to do. Tell me what URL to go to. I'll go there right now.
Simply enter the following URL: insertcoinclothing.com.
Clothing. Okay.
Okay, and you will find yourself transported to a wonderful candy land of clothing and accessories inspired by the video games that you and popular children love.
Whoa, look at this frickin' Saros merch line that they just dropped. Whoa.
Yeah.
New Sonic the Hedgehog stuff?
Yeah.
Persona 30th anniversary? And this is just the very latest stuff to hit the store.
Oh my God, have you seen this Ultimate Life Form jacket?
What?
You might be wondering who is the Ultimate Life Form. That's right, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Shadow's not going to like that.
Oh my God, this jacket is actually sick.
Have you seen the Resident Evil 30th anniversary keyring set?
No. I want to look at that right now.
It's really nice. Hang on, let me send you the URL right now. I mean, we are basically, this is no longer an ad.
Oh my God, they're the keys from the Raccoon City Police Department.
Yeah, isn't that sick?
The diamond and the club and the spade and the heart. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so nice.
I could let myself into all the doors in the Raccoon City Police Department.
There's a lot of really cool licensed game apparel here on insertcoinclothing.com. Maybe our listeners should go and have a look at it.
I think that they should, and also they should use our special code to get 10% off online orders. All they need to do is go to insertcoinclothing.com, buy something, and then enter the code, all in caps, all one word, gather no moth. Which is a good code and also good advice if you're doing science in your house.
Yeah. Also just good advice generally.
Who wants to gather moths? Gathers no moths, but gather no moth.
Gather no moth.
Gather no moth.
Okay. So go there.
Simply enter the code gather no moth and you will receive 10% off online orders. Codes are not applicable on charity items, bundles, gift cards, postage, and some products at launch. Codes cannot be combined with other deals or promotions and are valid until the end of 2026. So, Luke, you will no longer be a pariah at school. You will no longer feel invisible, while you'll feel like the belle of the ball, strutting around, showing everyone your Resident Evil keys.
Yeah, I'm taking off these wooden manacles and I'm throwing them right at the head of another kid.
Oh no, that was the head jock and cheerleader.
Okay, so Cleo is past the bunny. She says she's grateful to be sat down because her dress is a chafing hazard. Ha ha ha. And she tries to pass the bunny along to the next kid.
Yeah. She tries to avoid having feelings or emotions.
Yeah. Do you know the thing in Fallout where it comes up with like, everyone disliked that?
Yeah.
It's like everyone dislikes that she does this. Nikki says, okay, Molly, now do it properly. Uh-oh, what will Cleo do?
My emotional truth. That would probably have to be that I'm fine. I am great. Thank you, Nikki.
Molly, this is your safe place. You can trust us. We love you.
My truth would be I'm not the girl that everybody thinks I am. I'm not the beautiful, shining star that everybody suspects. I'm actually more of the person that nobody notices or nobody pays attention to. But this is probably why I'm so uncomfortable here. But guys, this is all in my head, right? Because I'm Awesome City Molly. I mean, the bomb.
So, seems that things are complicated. Seems that everyone's complicated or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. So we return to George's farting guinea pig. You may be wondering why the film is giving so much airtime to George's farting guinea pig. Unbelievably, it will turn out to be plot important.
It will. So we see George's force-feeding his guinea pig ice cream and huffing its farts.
We learned that Carter, the jock from earlier, who asked Cleo to study with him, and she was like, "Nice try, you snake."
Yeah.
We discover that he's actually a governor's scholar in chemistry and knows everything about chemistry and wasn't even trying to cheat off Cleo. He just likes her, really.
Yeah, he just wants to hang out with her for real. So, because George doesn't know why his guinea pig is farting so much, and Carter says that it's because there's palmitic acid in the ice cream, and it turns into a fat that the guinea pig can't metabolize, hence the flatulence. So, I mean, my note, okay, good to know the guinea pig is in pain. Well,
yes,
George
important.
keeps force-feeding it something it can't digest.
Yeah.
And George is amazed, and this is when Carter confesses that he's a governor's scholar. Again, American academia, calm down. Governor's scholar. Yeah. What does it mean? Governor's scholar. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Anyway,
the governor gets one special chemistry boy and gives him a big hat.
You
are now the governor's scholar.
You're the governor's chemistry boy this year. But of course, if you want to take the optional matriculation, you can start 3 weeks early. But you might be forced to miss prom.
If you wanted to move into the basement of the governor's mansion,
yeah,
you could.
So Carter asked George not to tell anyone. His secret knowledge of stomach acids is to be secret.
Yeah.
However, do you know who's heard this whole thing go down? It's Molly, the invisible sister.
Invisible Molly.
Because she snuck into the lab to steal a microscope. And as she does that, she hears all this.
She heads straight to the pep circle.
Oh, yeah.
She, grabs Cleo by the arm and sort of strong arms her out of the pep circle, which must look very strange to people who can't see Molly.
Yeah.
And then she explains that Carter is into her. And Cleo's like, no, I'm not the kind of girl that guys like Carter are into. But this scene is interrupted by the Coog screaming about meatballs and vomiting and shitting in his own costume.
Yeah.
Remember, he's dressed as a bear.
Yeah, he runs past, his stomach roiling. He runs to the toilets. He's pulling off the bear suit and he dives into a cubicle. The bathroom is absolutely covered in wet, discarded brown paper towels and piss.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. So at first I thought
it was just like human feces smeared all over the walls.
Same. And then I was like, but that can't be right. But I think
did they make brown toilet paper?
I don't know. This is I think it's supposed to be a sort of lol, the boys' toilet. And do not get me wrong on this. I have been in some boys' toilets that are foul.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah,
seventh circle of hell sort of thing. But they're not normally, this is not in this way, you know. It's not not just sort of all the walls and floors are sort of covered in.
Yeah, this is like an art installation. It's methodical.
Normally, the problem is that no toilet paper has been used. And no paper towels have been deployed. But here they're kind of everywhere. So Molly leans into the boys' bathroom and she eyes Coog's bear costume that has been hurriedly thrown onto the piss-covered floor and is rapidly soaking up boy piss. Ugh, gross, says Molly, which Coog hears from inside the cubicle and goes, "Is there a chick in here?" No, says Molly, just a dude doing my dude things. Coog is appeased and we see his eyes roll back in pleasure as he voids his bowels.
That's regrettably a very accurate description of what happens.
So we see what Molly's plan is. She's stolen the Coog's bear costume.
Yeah.
And she's put it on. So now she is sort of, she's never really been properly invisible, but now she's a bear.
Yeah, she's a sort of damp bear that smells of piss.
Yeah.
She goes up to Carter and she's like, hey, Carter, my man, I know I'm a bear that smells like piss, but actually I'm Cleo.
Yeah.
And I think that you're cool and we should hang out sometime.
This is so confusing.
But as we saw before, her moth sweat starts to make the bear costume invisible. She's like, oh no, I'm becoming invisible. Anyway, we should go on a real date. I'll see you at the Romp Swamp. Bye. And sort of runs off, leaving like moth water and piss in her wake as she flees.
There should be a sort of fun reaction as moth sweat mixes with boy piss, which are both now saturating the bear costume, I think. Also, I know we've just had a little clip, but I do want you to hear another one because I don't feel like we'll be able to convey like how established it is that Cleo has an awful personality unless you hear it straight from like the horse's mouth, as it were. So this is how surprised everyone is at Cleo being apparently nice.
And you're in costume. You hate costumes.
Yeah, I know, but I'm working on this thing where I'm trying to relax more and be less judgmental and uptight.
Are you sure you're okay? You don't really seem like yourself.
Those pants look ridiculous on you.
There's the Cleo I know and love.
So, we're hanging out.
Yeah, I guess we are.
This is great. I'm really psyched.
You are.
I know, I've probably been confusing in the past. A little grouchy, right? Mean even. Let's just put all of that behind us. Focus on the now. Maybe get to know each other. Tell me about yourself. What kind of stuff does Carter groove to?
Oh no.
Oh, actually, I have to run, but maybe we could go out sometime.
So by the end of that clip, the bear suit is starting to phase out of the visible spectrum, so Molly has to kind of backpedal out of the lab, hiding the paws that are turning invisible and stuff, and escaping.
So Molly goes to Cleo and she tells her that she asked Carter out on her behalf. You've got a date, she says. George sees them through a window where he sees the bear and Molly talking to each other. He walks into the room and then suddenly he sees it all. He realizes what's going on. Molly, what's happening? He says to Cleo. I'm Cleo, she says. Oh, what? He says. And he is bought into the confidence. George is now aware of what's going on.
Yes, remember how I made the moth invisible? Well, it flew into Molly's drink and now she's invisible.
Yeah.
We see this as the bear suit dissolves all the way down to the feet and vanishes entirely. From outside, Coog roars, "Who stole my bear costume? Gotta hide," cries Molly, even though she doesn't, because she's famously invisible.
She's invisible, yeah.
So the Coog bursts in, he's wearing a vest and boxer shorts, and he asks if anyone's seen his bear costume. Haven't seen a thing, says Cleo, and they run away. Immediately outside, pervert George's twisted little sicko brain starts to think of ways he could turn this whole situation to his advantage. And he says, as a reward for keeping all of this secret, Molly, could you put in a good word for me with your friend Nikki? Now, George is kind of trying to sort of like, you know, Game of Thrones Littlefinger his way into getting a date here.
Yeah.
But Molly, who you'll remember is nice, is just sort of delighted to learn that George fancies Nikki. And she's like, oh, you like Nikki? Oh, she's a sweetheart. She likes nice guys. So if you just be yourself, she'll like that. And George sighs and explains that being himself doesn't work for him.
George sighs and explains that he wants to trick Nikki into a relationship somehow.
He explains that he wants to do his plan of Game of Thrones Littlefingering. Chaos is a ladder, sort of into getting a date. She might surprise you, says Molly. Next up to pass by in the hallway is Mr. Perkins, the science teacher.
Yeah, he stops to explain his insane teaching methods to Molly. Sorry, to Cleo, thinking she's Molly.
Yeah, so he sees Cleo, thinks it's Molly, because remember the masquerade mask, and goes, oh, it's me, I'm your sister's science teacher. I know that Cleo is homesick today, and I was worried...
Why would he think that she's wearing a little tiny mask the size of sunglasses? He doesn't know that she's supposed to be dressed as Dorothy today.
No.
He would just... And he spends all his time with Cleo, and I don't think he's really spent any time with Molly at all.
No.
So he would just be like, oh, look, there's Cleo.
And you're right. The whole idea is that this Dorothy costume is important because it does like 90% of the legwork. And people see the Dorothy costume and go, oh, well, that must be Molly because that's what she said she was going to wear today. And the mask just stops people from like realizing immediately that it's not Molly. But you're right. The science teacher doesn't know about the Dorothy thing.
Yeah.
There's no way he would see this girl and be like, oh, look, there's Molly. Who I don't know.
That must be Cleo's sister,
Molly. Oh my God, it's so confusing. But it doesn't have to be this confusing. If we were recapping Kevin Bacon's Hollow Man, this wouldn't be so confusing.
No, and also this teacher would get murdered. It'd be good.
Yeah, and also there would be an invisible ape.
So the teacher, Mr. Perkins, he explains his insane teaching methods, and he's like, I hope Cleo isn't staying home from school because of my insane teaching methods.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, she's fine. She's just sick. And he says, anyway, I think she's got great potential. She just needs to get out of her own way.
Yeah. So having learned that Cleo isn't in fact home because she's sick with anxiety over his insane, like, this is half your grade and I need it by Monday, and also he's a weird substance. Actually, all that's fine. He just sort of wanders off. Later, we see the Coog locate his bear costume abandoned in the hallway. It's visible now. I don't know why. I guess because the bear
sweat evaporated.
Oh, the moth sweat has evaporated. And we cut to outside. All the kids are pouring out of school happily. They've made it through the school day. At the VW Beetle, Molly invisibly expresses concern. She's like, shouldn't I have started to turn visible by now? And Cleo's like, yeah, you should have. We need to go home and figure this whole thing out with my science kit. Oh, no, says Molly. We're not going home now. And she invisibly closes the car boot in a fun effect and hoists aloft her lacrosse kit. Making me visible is going to have to wait.
Yeah.
Because she's supposed to be at a lacrosse game and that can't... Okay, you can't... At this point, I'm like, okay, you're not going to have Cleo do the lacrosse game, though, are you? Because Cleo can't play lacrosse.
Right, and it presumably requires a degree of training or skill to play high-level lacrosse.
High-level lacrosse to do it well. Also, Molly's like, no, we have to do the lacrosse game because scouts are there. But if scouts are there, wouldn't it be worse for Cleo, who can't play lacrosse, to be like, I'm Molly.
Wow, this girl looks like she's never played lacrosse in her life. We certainly won't be giving her a lacrosse scholarship. Yeah, no, it's an insane plan.
And then, even more outrageous, we cut to the big game, and there's 5 minutes to go, and now Cleo is dressed to do the lacrosse game. So she's ditched the Dorothy costume, she's dressed for lacrosse now, and she's ditched the mask, and it's been replaced with a protective lacrosse eye mask that has thin strips of metal going across the middle. It's like a little like a very, very meagre grill, like over the eyes.
It's like clear goggles that she's wearing, essentially.
You can see her eyes
face.
Now is the point. These girls look nothing alike, and now you can see her whole face.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the invisible sister is just visible there next to her, and I'm like, what's going on? I think my Tinkerbell dust is faulty.
Also, she doesn't know how to play lacrosse. She's like, I can't play lacrosse. How's this going to work? It's easy for you. You're so confident. But Molly explains that she gets nervous before games, and she has to spend all night before drinking ginger fizz and big Hercules moths just to calm her stomach.
Yeah, just to calm it down. Cleo can't believe this. She's like, what? You get nervous? You, popular Molly? Then why do you do it? And Molly patiently explains human nature to her sister.
Yeah.
I like being on a team, she says. When everyone's around me, my nerves settle and I don't feel alone. When I'm part of something bigger than myself, it makes me better. She's like explaining like you would to a 5-year-old.
Cleo makes a face like, that can't be right.
Yeah, she gawps at these alien ideas. You can do this, says Molly. I'll be there telling you exactly what to do, like how when Lex Luthor is programming in fight moves to kill Superman. And Cleo's like, got it, we're doing the Lex Luthor Superman plan. Oh, let's go.
Absolutely. I'll be weekend at Burnsying you through this entire game, so don't even worry. Go fighting owls.
Owls.
The lacrosse game starts, everyone's in the crowd chanting owls, owls, owls. Invisible Molly is coaching Cleo. Her first bit of coaching advice, your stick's upside down. That's a helpful bit of advice. She turns it around.
Extremely patient scouts in the stands are like, well, let's see where she's going with this.
Yeah, so we've got $400,000 of free tuition here in a bag. Let's see if she holds it the right way up.
So we see that Cleo basically can't play lacrosse. She runs up the field the wrong way. She gets hit hard in the head. She lets in a goal.
She gets headshotted with a lacrosse ball and takes like a huge crouching tiger bump where she like spirals sideways through the air like she's on wires. The opposition team gain possession and score. Boo, says everyone in the crowd. A slow and painful start for the Fighting Owls, say the commentators. The scouts all shake their head and make notes saying Cleo is bad at
saying Molly
lacrosse.
is bad.
Yeah, Molly is bad. Should someone call an ambulance, says George, pointing at Cleo, who has not moved since she went down.
So Molly gives the unconscious Cleo another pep talk. She said, listen, Cleo.
Stop going unconscious.
Stop going unconscious. That's not how I do it.
I remain conscious throughout the game. It's my secret weapon.
She says, the scouts are my future. This is really, really important to me. And Cleo, for the good of her sister, decides to give it another go. And also, Molly starts cheating.
Yeah, Molly's like, I've got an idea. I've got a plan, she says.
Cheat.
The plan is that invisible Molly runs around the pitch, clotheslining opposition players, and then holds the stick for Cleo, who has to just sort of jog up and down the pitch.
Yeah, but what's happening here is remarkable. You couldn't, if you were watching this in the stands, you would assume that Psycho Mantis is killing the team or something. It's like,
yeah, or there were a sniper in the stands or something, because Molly is beating the living shit out of these girls. They're all taking these huge crouching tiger wire bumps and landing on their head and neck.
But like from nowhere, it's like they're being force pushed kind of left, right and centre, like, ah! Ah!
So like a beaming Cleo is jogging slowly down the middle of this aisle of like carnage. Like girls just being like yanked backwards on wires each side of her. And then she throws the ball to Nikki, who does the actual scoring. The scouts are all loving this in the crowd.
There's a brief break in play during which George sees an opportunity to make his move on Nikki.
Yeah, so pervert George is always on the grind.
And Molly gives another pep talk.
Yeah, the visitors go 7-5 up, despite the Owls having an invisible clotheslining lacrosse ghost on their team.
Yeah.
But luckily, Molly is able to run and punch out the goalie, and the ball rolls in very slowly, and the score is now tied at 7-7. So
7-7.
Cleo gives a pep talk to kind of rile up the team because they're right in the closing moments of this game and they're all tied up.
Yeah. So Cleo isn't good at giving pep talks, obviously, but she's learning. So this is her character arc is sort of happening in some way. So Cleo runs to try and make the winning shot. Nobody on the field is aware that a disembodied voice is yelling about Cleo the whole time, because we probably should have mentioned that part of the invisible chicanery is that Molly is always shouting, Cleo, over here! Cleo, hit it! Cleo, do that! And like, no one is sort of looking round at this is Molly's voice is coming from nowhere.
So yeah, after her inspiring pep talk, the game continues. I can't get to the ball, Cleo. It's all you. You got this, shouts Molly from across the field in her voice, audible presumably to everyone.
Calling her Cleo.
Spins and Cleo spins and jukes past all these dedicated lacrosse players despite having never played lacrosse or done any physical activity in her life.
Yep.
Molly, Molly, chant the crowd. She's one-on-one with the keeper. Every other player stops to watch. The crowd tense up. Cleo throws the lacrosse ball and for some reason it flies into the top corner flawlessly and the Fighting Owls win without any assistance from Molly. Cleo is just preternaturally good at lacrosse.
Yeah, this one final shot she makes by herself. So Cleo gets a taste of what it is to be a hero. She's hoisted aloft and kind of carried away. Molly looks kind of sad from the sidelines, understandably, because she did everything.
Yeah, she goes to high-five her teammates before realising that they can't see her and she can't high-five them.
Of course, she's invisible.
Sidebar, lacrosse, I don't think it's really a sport here in the UK, but it looks baffling to me and like quite bad to watch. It's sort of like you pick up the ball in a net on a stick and sort of just slowly jog around. How do you get the ball off someone?
I don't know, you sort of get it out there net. I suppose you sort of reach in with your hands and grab it. I don't know. Well, here's what I don't understand. So you know how in like netball, when you receive the ball, you have to stand still.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now I stand still and I have to throw it. Mm-hmm. So you can only move around when you don't have the ball. Like, why isn't it like that Why don't you should... Here's how lacrosse should work, says me, who doesn't know lacrosse at all. When you get the ball, you shouldn't be able to run with it in the net. That seems extremely unfair. Can't you just run all the way to the goal and poke your stick in the goal and be like...
I can't imagine how you would get the ball off someone who was running with it in their net.
And why would you pass it?
I can't fathom a circumstance where that would happen.
Why would you ever pass it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe as long as you've got the ball, everyone's allowed to, like, kick you or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sure it's a fine sport when you understand the rules.
Yes.
So we should probably educate ourselves.
Yeah, probably. It's our fault. So really, I guess what we're saying is that there's no need to email in.
What I'm saying is we'll go away and educate ourselves.
Yeah, we definitely will. I tell you what, you the listener, here's what you'll do. Not email us and have a go at us about lacrosse. And here's what we'll definitely do. Learn about lacrosse.
Learn about lacrosse and appreciate it.
What's amazing is that I know that neither party is going to hold up their end of the bargain there.
It's true. At least we tried. So back at home, Cleo is studying Molly's cells. Her cells aren't metabolizing the compound. Why is this happening? She asks George. Molly is panicking. George looks and then he goes, of course. The original sugar solution is turning into a fat and getting stuck in her cells. So incredibly, the farting guinea pig was actually plot relevant because it's made George realise what the problem is.
Incredible. Thanks. And also, thanks Carter, remember, who is a secret sort of stomach
Chemistry
acid
genius.
expert.
Yeah. Luckily for the plot of this film.
Yeah.
We have to figure out how to neutralise the solution before her body can fully absorb it, or the invisibility will become permanent. It takes the human body 24 hours to fully digest something, we're told. When did you swallow that moth? Why, last night at midnight, says Molly. The clock on the wall, 5:45 p.m. Oh, no. We have until midnight to find an antidote or she becomes invisible forever. Where do we start? Says Cleo. I don't even remember what I spilled into that last solution. So we redo the experiment, says George, in a real lab, like the one at school. And they dash through the streets in a mad dash to try and get to the lab.
But they've got something else they need to do as well. So they've got two goals now. They've got to get to the school so that they can get to the lab and try and redo the experiment. But they also need to catch a moth so that they can redo the experiment because the moth was, I guess, a crucial part of the experiment. So
they don't need to catch a moth. They could have They could have a mouse. They could have a cat. They could have any organic living thing.
Or like maybe even like a not organic living thing. Like, does it have to be? Does it have to be?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It doesn't have to be a moth. They've fixated on this moth idea.
Yeah, they just need something with cells, but they know it works on moths and humans. So, like, just find... Yeah, just probably any animal. It's not worth wasting the time to try and find a moth in particular. But it does mean that they go to a freaky New Orleans cemetery to try and find a moth.
So they split up the division of labour as like this. We'll catch a moth, the two girls say to George. You go to school and set up the lab. Go fighting owls, says George. There's a comedy beat as the joke fails to land, and his eyes dart back and forth between the two sisters, indicating he can clearly see them both.
Come on.
In a way that really annoyed me. So the sisters are combing the city looking for a moth. I know exactly where to find a moth on Halloween at night, says Molly. And we cut to Lafayette Cemetery number 1.
Yay.
One of the cool New Orleans cemeteries with all the awesome above-ground tombs.
I don't know why you would particularly get a moth here. Moths are attracted to light, and there aren't a lot of lights in the cemetery at night.
Well, that's her reasoning. She's like, you go to the darkest place, and then you put on a bright light. Feel like but there won't be any.
Yes.
Just walk around. I mean, the gas lamps in the French Quarter would be swarming with moths at this point, presumably.
Yeah, you'd think. Just go to a street light or whatever. But anyway, so they walk through the cemetery. There's a sort of mist blowing through.
So Cleo lights a lantern, looks at her sister, and then hands her the lantern directly to her hand in a way that also annoyed me. She doesn't like grope around looking for her hand. She's just like, here you go, straight to the hand. And I'm like, come on.
Throws it to her. It's caught out the air.
Yeah. So they wander through the cemetery. The lantern looks like it's levitating, which is a cool effect.
Yeah.
Where are all the moths, says Cleo. Suddenly the lantern goes out. Cleo goes to fix it, but a sort of spooky ghost mist blows over Molly and she is briefly semi-visible.
Yeah.
Am I getting better, she says? No, it's just the night mist glistening in the moonlight, says Cleo. Yeah. I'm scared, Cleo, says Molly. Me too, says Cleo, but it's going to be okay. And then a single moth, fluttering around a statue. They chase it. The moth is fleeing the light, as moths do.
So they have to give chase. Molly chases the moth up a tree, but she can't catch it. She falls out the tree and like lands in a sort of little lake, little pond.
She lands in a lake of black ichor that's in this cemetery for some reason. And Molly crashes out at this point.
Yeah, she loses her temper with Cleo and her relentless, sarcastic bullshit.
Molly, are you okay? No, I am not okay. I am very much not okay. I'm in a cemetery at night, soaking wet, covered in swamp ooze, and now I'm gonna be invisible forever.
We still have time.
Just forget about it.
We can't forget about it. We can't give up. Maybe we should just go home, leave all the lights on, and try to draw a moth in.
And then what? You can reverse the invisibility, for sure? Because as far as I can tell, you really have no idea what's actually happening to me. I'm done. I'm done with your science and your judgment and your sarcasm. I'm done with all of it.
Come on, Molly.
This isn't you. You're supposed to be the positive one. Just leave me alone. If I'm gonna be invisible forever and have my life completely ruined, I want to face it alone. You, of all people, can relate to that.
Come on, Molly. Molly? Molly! Come on, come back, Molly!
So, after Molly has fled, Cleo walks around apologising to thin air.
Yeah.
She doesn't think that Molly's there. I suppose we have to clarify that because of the premise of the film, but she's just sort of talking to herself.
She's like, I don't know if you can hear me. She says, I'm sorry about everything. It's just not easy being your sister. She sits on the steps of a tomb. You've got this thing, she says, this light. Everyone is drawn to you. And it's hard sometimes because the truth is I've always wanted to have that. And when I didn't, it was much easier to blame you for feeling invisible. And she sort of chuckles at this. Invisible.
Molly doesn't have this light.
She has no light in her. Have you ever seen interviews with serial killers where they sort of talk about
I have to capture the light or something.
Yeah. Or it's just like there isn't a light in me. There's no light in me.
Yeah.
I'm missing that essential spark of humanity.
Yeah, it's weird. But it's just such a fundamental misunderstanding of Molly's life as well. Like, you know, it's not like being Scar to Mufasa or something. It's like, you know, like there's nothing.
It's like going for frozen yogurt when someone asks you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's nothing inherently magical. It's not like you have to sort of, I don't know. It's not like you're Loki and they're Thor. Oh, I must live in the shadow of the great god of thunder.
The golden god.
Yeah, it's like, no, she's just sort of basically nice. You know.
Yeah, so she's continuing this monologue. She's like, so I pushed you away and everything away. It's a fine performance, but she's leaving like a 30-second gap between each word, and it really feels like they were running like 5 minutes under time, and they're like, sorry, could you just put a 30-second gap between every word?
Maybe she does it normally and they slow down the footage between when it's nice and silent.
If you watch closely, she goes all low frame rate. So she starts crying. She's like, I should have come for Froyo. But suddenly a hovering jar with a moth appears. Yay. I'm here, sis. He never saw me coming, says Molly, holding the jar.
Yeah.
Cleo makes long eye contact with her invisible sister, then hugs her perfectly first time.
So they've caught the moth. Molly did it off camera easily.
Yeah.
They catch the trolley to school, and along the way,
the streetcar. It's awesome. It's like the start of Now You See Me.
Yeah,
they're going through the Garden District. It's getting late. Hopefully, George has everything set up in the lab. They say the old woman they jump scared earlier gets on, freaks out, and gets off again.
Yep.
As they ride on the streetcar, Molly asks if Cleo meant what she said about feeling invisible. I'm sorry, she says. I had no idea. I get now how rough that would have been. I've always been envious of you, she says. You're a genius. You get straight A's with your eyes closed. I kill myself and barely even pass. And she says that lacrosse and popularity are useless after high school.
They talk more about this concept of the light. You make those around you happy, says Cleo, with newfound appreciation for what her sister can do.
You see what they need and you make them better. It's like the best kind of smart, she says.
Aww.
And then she says, you think so? And she says, I know so. I've been you all day. And then Vio comes in from Cleo saying, okay, there's just enough time to go home and get changed before we meet George at school. What?
What?
I mean, yeah, I get that they don't want them in the climax of the film dressed in swamp rags because they fell in a black ichor lake. But like, the time is of the essence here, and they're like, let's both go home and change, and then we'll meet George at the school.
Let's both go home and change, even though you're invisible. Nothing could be less important.
So we cut to school.
Yeah.
George is here outside too. Turns out he's done nothing.
So George's job was to go to school and get the lab ready. And what he did was go to school and sit outside for, I would estimate, 3 hours.
Yeah. He's like, oh, there's a security guard, which presumably they already knew attending this school.
Yeah. So hang on, how long was George doing it? So George went to school. Meanwhile, Molly and Cleo went to the cemetery.
It was still light when they separated.
Yep. They went to the cemetery, couldn't find a moth, then found a moth, then had a big argument, then split up, then got back together, then rode the trolley home to get changed.
Yep.
Then rode the trolley back to school, one assumes. So 2 bits of public transport and a huge moth-finding mission. And then they get there and find George is just sort of sat on the steps being like, I haven't done anything.
Like, George, you useless idiot.
George, I see you're outside the school. Presumably you already cracked it then and have left the school and have on your possession a vial of cure.
No. There's one security guard. I've been looking at him through this window.
So there is a security guard, but don't worry. Molly is going to use her invisibility to do some clever haunt him senseless.
Molly's going to use her invisibility to shatter his mind. So
Yay,
she
totally
bangs
fair.
on the door. He's sort of lured to it and opens it. She sneaks in invisibly. And then she's like wheels a mop bucket around like a ghost. He chases that around. She starts bouncing a basketball. He like runs to the basketball and she's like making it roll impossibly along the top of the steps, and then it sort of bounces down the stairs towards him. All the lights come on.
Yeah.
The basketball lands at his feet, and then a paint can levitates and pours purple paint onto the floor to spell out the word boo. The man's mind shatters. He knows now that ghosts are real, hell is real, and it's all there is. And he flees the school.
Also, like I think if you're listening to that, you probably would agree that any single element of that haunting would have been perfectly sufficient. Or maybe just like push something over, like out of the school, you know, throw something, like make a noise, you know, like Assassin's Creed, throw a pebble, you know, like that kind of thing. Like all you need to do is get him out the way, and time is of the essence. So don't do this long balletic orchestrated mind-shattering haunting. Anyway,
she's like, the elements, the haunting will have 3 elements. Firstly, the mop bucket, then the basketball haunting, and of course, the pièce de résistance, the coup de grace.
The prestige.
Yeah. You're like, okay. Fine.
My God.
Anyway, the man's mind is shattered and he flees.
He runs away. So they can get to the lab, and George and Cleo are working away. They do all the science, and they successfully steam a moth back to invisibility. However, the organic chemistry required to synthesize it into a cure that Molly can take is too complicated for them.
Yeah.
If only they knew someone who knew all about guts and gut bacteria and fats absorption.
And heavy organic chemistry. We know someone who can do that, says George. A governor's scholar in chemistry. Believe it or not, it's Carter. Yeah. I know just where to find him, says Molly. And they run out of the school. We cut to the Romp Swamp.
Swamp Romp.
It appears to be taking place at the historic Whitney Plantation, which is a museum about slavery.
Oh, okay.
And also,
I didn't.
And also about an hour's drive from downtown New Orleans. But
okay.
Fine.
So many reasons not to do it there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carter is in there somewhere, they say. If I go in there, says Cleo, Carter's going to know I like him. And I do, says Cleo. All right, what's the problem?
Yeah, the problem is that her bad personality won't allow for this.
Oh, yeah. She's worried that Carter will laugh in her face, but Molly reassures that he does truly like her.
Yeah.
The Coug is there looking for Molly. He comes up to Cleo. I need to know, is Molly dumping me? He says, no, she's just really busy, says Cleo.
Yeah.
She's avoiding me, says the Coug. She loves the Romp Swamp and she'd never miss it. Tell her I just want her to be happy. If she's happier without me, then I can learn to live with that, he says, crying.
Oh my God.
The Coug is the nicest man in the world.
The Coug is so nice. All he does is care for his friends and occasionally himself.
Yeah. Coog, I've never been your fan, says Cleo.
Why say that?
But I guess so. Why say it? Coog, I've always thought you were a real piece of but I was wrong. Molly's really lucky to have you. Yeah, she says.
And then, for reasons I don't really understand, Molly rocks up and reveals her invisibility to Coog.
Well, the reason is that they don't need to keep it secret, and
they
shouldn't have been doing it this whole film.
The reason is it never needed to be secret. But ostensibly in the film, it's like, we need to find Carter, and even though this is a small high school party with about 30 attendees in a confined space, we're going to need to split up and get more people, enlist more people in the search for Carter. So the Coog joins the team, and they all go looking for Carter. They look for Carter in the house, which seems to be some kind of horror walkthrough experience.
Yeah, it's a sort of Halloween Horror Nights maze inside the Whitney Plantation mansion. Zombie couples waltz through the halls. George and Coog are searching through this house. George finds Nikki. He says, Nikki, this is the greatest haunted house fundraiser ever. And Nikki is calmed by his words. Thank you. You're a nice guy, George, she says. You're nice too, says George. Maybe we could hang out sometime. I'd like that, she said. To be continued. So good, everyone, if you're worried. George got a girlfriend. Great news.
Phew. George, who knows that the clock is ticking and that there are mere minutes to sort of save Molly from a life of perpetual invisibility. He's like, oh, but here's Nikki. And I might never see her again except tomorrow at school.
Yeah. Cleo does find Carter. He's outside in the sort of grounds of the mansion.
He's dressed as a honey pot.
Yeah. Well, he's wearing a jar of honey as pants.
Wearing a jar of honey as pants. And he's in a really
annoyed
pissy
that she's
mood.
late and not in costume.
Yeah. So he's like, you set a date. Of course, this was secret. Actually, Molly in the bear costume doing this. He's like, you set a date, said you'd be there, and now you like barely showed up. I've been here waiting around. But she mollifies Carter by accepting her horrible flaws.
Can I ask you something? What's up with you? I mean, generally, you're kind of standoffish. Today, you're actually nice to me, and now you barely even bother to show up.
Carter, I'm so sorry about the weirdness. The truth is, I have always wanted to hang out with you, and I never thought that you would want to ever hang out with me. What are you wearing?
I'm Honey.
Honey?
Yeah, I thought, because, with your bear costume, I'd be Honey. Because, bears and honey they're kind of a thing. I literally spend all afternoon gluing felt. But, since you're not in costume, I may have overthought this a little bit.
I really want to talk to you about this, and I want to talk to you about a lot of things. But right now, I really need your help.
What is it?
You should just not see for yourself.
So Carter decided to dress his groin as honey because he thought that Cleo was dressed as a bear, and bears eat honey.
Bears eat honey. Also, it doesn't really make sense that the Dorothy costume worked in high school all day because everyone was so aware that Molly was going to be dressed as Dorothy. But surely everyone would also have been aware that Coog was dressed as the bear, right? Especially if he'd got it wrong and he was like, I'm the cowardly bear, from the Wizard of Oz. Like,
it would have been, everyone would have been, hey, did you see the Coog came dressed as a bear?
Yeah. Like, so it's, I don't know, it's weird that you could then dress as a bear and be like, oh, well, actually, I'm Cleo. You'd be like, well, no, I've seen Coog walking around in this thing all day, loudly shitting himself. So anyway, that's what his honey groin is about. It's
a sort of, I mean, it's what he probably thinks is an ingenious plan, but. Yeah.
I mean, it is until bees swarm his groin.
He's wearing a beard of bees on his groin. So inside the barn, the principal cast gather. Cleo drapes a sheet over the invisible Molly and Carter faints. And we cut to him looking at the science liquid. Wow, this is a sophisticated solution, he says, but I think I can figure out an antidote. The problem is we only have 45 minutes because at midnight we're toast.
That's right,
says George. The tricky part is once we've got the antidote, we have to turn it into steam and distill it. Steam is what turned the moth invisible, and that's what Molly needs to drink. But now we don't have time to get an hour back into the city to go to the school's lab. So we're going to need to make a homemade still, they say. All we need is a few components.
Yeah.
A heat source. We see them stealing candelabras from what looks like the dinner scene from Resident Evil 7 that's taking place inside the house. Some tubing. He takes a metal tube from a pipe organ being played by a guy with a big papier-mâché skull for a head.
Are they just dismantling this important museum?
Yeah, they're just taking things from the museum.
To build
and
a
a
still in
funnel
the
of
shed.
some kind. They steal it from the top of a Tin Man costume.
Yeah.
He's got a little funnel for a hat.
So this sort of Halloween fetch quest montage is concluded. And now in the shed, they've kind of built this huge clanking machine under Carter's direction.
Yeah, like a Rube Goldberg machine that's belching smoke out of like a trumpet that's been slammed into it haphazardly.
So they've only got mere seconds to get enough drops of steam to turn Molly back visible. I'm not going to quibble the fact that the steam turned the moth invisible, and so they need to expose Molly to the exact same thing again. And here I am not quibbling it. Moving on.
We get another ticking clock in the form of Mr. Perkins, who starts banging on the barn door. He's like, come on out of there or meet my friend Mr. Detention, you damn kids.
Yeah, what's going on?
Quick, we've only got 10 seconds to get the liquid to Molly. Molly, you've got to drink this, they say. Yeah. But Molly is like, no, I have to do something for you first, Cleo. She throws
important.
wide the barn door and then throws flour all over herself. Mr. Perkins, she says, Molly turned me invisible for her science project. You have to know how special she is.
Yeah.
And then the clock chimes midnight, indicating that Molly is doomed forever.
Doomed forever. But it's okay, because Mr. Perkins will now appreciate the invisibility that Cleo invented. Yeah, so Molly's like glazing Cleo's science, and Molly has drunk the few drops of steam now, but hasn't turned visible.
She says, I had to make sure Mr. Perkins knew, Cleo, that you did something amazing. You missed the deadline, says Cleo. It was a risk I was willing to take.
Why?
Molly, I'll never see your beautiful face again, says the Coog. That's okay. We could still have a life together. Maybe with little half-invisible kids someday. The Coog is so nice.
The Coog is like telling himself this and reassuring himself, bless him.
Yeah.
Also, he just needs to take a bit of Tinkerbell fairy dust to the face. And then, like me, he'll be able to see Molly.
just needs to snort another big line of Tinkerbell dust. You turned your sister invisible. I can't get my mind around this, says Perkins. But Carter thinks that this should have worked. Your calculations were conservative, he says. There should have been time. This should have worked. Molly, did you eat anything weird last night? The Coog is like, maybe it was the meatballs. But Cleo says, no, you had a game the next day.
Yes.
Ginger fizz.
What does she always do?
Molly is like, yes, I drank some with the moth. That's what we're missing. Its acidity must have impacted the solution somehow.
Somehow. Of course. So they need to get a big brick of ginger riz. And they do. There's no fetch quest required for this one. It's just sort of provided. It's added
that's
to the...
in Molly's inventory as standard.
Yeah. It's starting equipment for Molly.
Yeah.
So they add the ginger fizz to the mixture. She drinks it, and joy of joys, she becomes visible again.
She phases back into existence, and everyone cheers.
Hooray.
It's nice to see your face again, says Cleo. It's good to see you too. They all leave the barn. I think the Coog needs to blow off some steam, says the Coog, in a meaningful way. Okay. Perkins, the teacher, says to Cleo, you finally took your headphones off, Cleo, and did some real science. Perhaps too real. I chair the New Orleans Institute of Applied Science. Please come and present your findings, he says. I've written, no, don't. There is no good application of this science. I can't think of a way this will be used that will be beneficial to humanity. I can only think of bad things that this will be used for.
No. Crime waves. What I've written is crime waves, killers roam streets with impunity. Heads of state are assassinated in their beds. Trust between individuals becomes impossible.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone's bathroom becomes like a sort of lockdown procedure where you have to check every corner of the room with a broom to make sure there's not an invisible person squatting in it.
You'll have to get installed in every room of your house as standard, a kind of nozzle in the ceiling that dispenses colourful mist.
Just you press a button and a sort of bomb of talcum powder goes off, covers the entire room, and you're like, okay, we're clear now to have my shower. Just a nightmare going forward.
It's also annoying because, of course, the foundation of this entire escapade was, well, we can't let anyone know that you went invisible. And then the film ends with the teacher being, I'm delighted to see you made someone invisible. I'd love for you to tell everyone. And we see Cleo holding hands with Carter at the party, and then we cut to Cleo's speech to Mr. Perkins' science peers, where she is basically just sort of presenting on an overhead projector exactly how invisibility works to, to a crowd of supervillains making furious notes.
A room full of enterprising perverts. We're all furiously writing notes.
I love the idea of swinging a broom around the butter. Sort of prodding it into every corner.
Ow! I know you're in here. I knew it. Get out of here. How many of you are there?
It's you, isn't it, Greg? No.
No, he said Gregishly. So, yeah, Carter and Cleo, they dance in the Romp swamp. And Cleo gets applauded by the NOLA Institute of Applied Scientists. And she does a little VO. She says, transformation from one state to another is possible. I know now that visible things can disappear and invisible things can finally be seen. And we see that Mom and Dad are there in the crowd at the Science Institute, and they hug her and are proud of her now.
And can see
she was invisible, but now she's seen.
Yeah. We see the kids go to get Froyo, and after this VO about being yourself, credits. And that's that.
Yeah, what people see, what they really see, visible or invisible, comes from inside us, and we become invisible when we're not afraid to show the world who we really are.
And credits, right?
They all hold their Froyo aloft in the air triumphantly, and the credits roll. That sounded like something.
It sure did sound like something. This outro VO is a bit of... it feels like a bit of a misstep to me because it just hammers home that this film was trying to do a sort of invisible, visible, popular, unpopular kind of metaphor that really doesn't land at all.
Yeah, and they sort of realised towards the end that they hadn't really done that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we were supposed
to do that, weren't we?
We forgot the assignment. We were supposed to make it some kind of analogy. Oh, well, I'm sure there's still time in the VO. But, I don't really mind that. I don't mind that this film isn't a parable about popularity at school. Instead, it's a parable about, being nice. But it sort of equates being invisible to being cruel and narcissistic, and being visible to being kind and decent.
Kind and nice to people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the film. I did enjoy it. It was well directed, well shot. I love just looking at New Orleans. And I liked the characters except Cleo, who's a horrible person.
Exactly, but that's enjoyable. This is a film that weirdly I think would have been a neater decom if they had made it in the 90s or in the earlier noughties, when they were clearly much more comfortable with sort of adhering ruthlessly to the sort of damaging high school tropes of kindly shy nerds and evil, cruel, popular jocks and stuff. Because then you could
I think it would have the theme and the parable there would have worked a lot better if the popular sister who became invisible was a real dickhead.
Yes, exactly.
No, she's just lovely and nice.
You had a sort of Sharpay being like, no, I can't be invisible for prom, not when I've got this dress. But even as I say that, I realise how boring and annoying that would be. So, credit to you Invisible Sister. I'm not sure you did it on purpose, but you made something that was a bit more interesting.
Yeah, which defied expectations.
Yeah, defied expectations. I thought it was really annoying the way that Molly was just visible for the whole film to the audience. And I thought it was absolutely foul the way she swallowed a massive dead moth to become invisible. I can't believe they did that.
She's, struggled to swallow a Hercules moth.
Choking down her.
Every scene, it keeps trying to crawl back out of her mouth.
Choking down a sopping wet, dead giant moth. I can't imagine. It's the foulest way to become invisible ever conceived.
Oh, boy. All right.
Well done, Invisible Sister. Let me read you an email, Andy.
Yes, please.
This one comes from Daniel, who says, "Hi, Luke and Andy. I wanted to write in after the 100th to thank you from the bottom of my heart for this podcast. I won't wax eloquent about what DCOM's meant to me as a young person, and instead I'll cut to the chase. This podcast kept me sane during an ordeal of a move worthy of a Grecian tragedy. The low, or high, point of which was being unlawfully detained by the manager of a U-Haul storage centre who piled a wall of flimsy moving pods behind my moving truck to prevent my leaving, then offered to remove them if I paid to rent one of his trucks." In any case, this move began in late 2024, shortly after you aired your first High School Musical episode, and your 100th forms a nice bookend, as I've only recently felt secure that the storage centre manager won't somehow find me 800 miles away and extract his grisly vengeance. Thank you very much, Daniel, for that email, and we're glad to hear that the podcast helps you in what sounds like an extremely challenging and a sort of absurd but also horrible time.
I like the idea of just sitting there with headphones in, listening to us witter on about High School Musical while this insane man builds up a wall of
pods,
moving boxes.
Pod by pod, I seal his doom.
Yeah, being like bricked in, like in The Cask of Amontillado by Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
Like,
but yeah, thank you very much for that. If you... Wait, what was the thing? Oh, yeah, if you've been to Disneyland Paris and had a bad experience... No, wait, hang on, sorry. Let me rephrase that. If you've been to Disneyland Paris, let me know about your bad experience by emailing us at momcan'tcookpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, and we will read some of them out. I cannot wait. Okay, Luke, you're probably wondering which decom we're doing next.
Yes, I am.
Well, Luke, in honour of the upcoming Camp Rock 3, we are going to be... Don't make that face. We're going to be doing 2010's Camp Rock 2, the final jam. The final jam.
You can't put the final jam. Okay.
Well, right. They can and did.
Tell me what's happening to the Camp Rockers and their colons.
It's Paul Hohen again, directing. The Camp Rockers have returned, and no one's more excited than Mitchie and Shane, who anticipate more than a summer of music. Unfortunately, Camp Star, a big money music camp funded by Brown Cesario's former bandmate, wants to shut Camp Rock down. Mitchie, in order to save the camp, challenges Camp Star to a final jam. May the best camp win.
Oh my God, amazing. I'm most excited about getting more lore about Brown Cesario's band.
His band, the White Crows.
The White Crows, of course.
Tribute band. So come on back next time for Camp Rock 2, the final jam, to get ready for the upcoming new one.
It's delightful that we've been pressured into doing Camp Rock 2 before we were ready, because we have to prepare us. We have to lay the groundwork to be able
to know the lore.
Camp Rock 3. And
it's going to be huge news. Think of all the search engine traffic we'll be getting from people wanting to know about Camp Rock 3, Luke. It'll be huge for the podcast.
Maybe we should call the episode Camp Rock 3 and then be like, oh, we accidentally renamed it, but it's too late. You've already clicked it.
It's out early, and people will be like, oh, they got early access to the movie we're all waiting for. Forget the Odyssey. This is the movie event of the summer.
This is the real Odyssey. The Jonas Brothers Odyssey back to the silver screen.
Back to the silver screen. It's been an Odyssey, I'll tell you that. Folks, if you want more from Mum Can't Cook, we have a Patreon over at patreon.com/extra helpings, where every week where there isn't a main feed episode, you will get a bonus episode of us recapping children's TV from the 90s. We're currently on Erie, Indiana. We have 3 whole seasons of So Weird to go. It's all supernatural kids X-Files shows, which are absolutely wild, and we would love for you to join us on this journey. So head to patreon.com/extra helpings to sign up there. You can also join us for monthly watch-alongs and get your name in the credits of the main feed episodes over there as well with the various options, so check it out.
It's a blast. And we have some merch. Head to momcan'tcookmerch.com and check it out. We've got some really awesome designs. And have a look, have a browse, buy something.
All right. Well, good episode, Luke. Another one in the books. It's pretty sunny outside, so I think I'm just going to pop my sunglasses on before I head out. Here I go.
Okay.
And
excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Hi.
Hi. Excuse me. Have you seen a man about your height? Actually, he was here just a moment ago. I was doing a podcast with him.
Yeah. No, that was me.
His name?
That was me.
No. I was doing a podcast with him. His name was Andy. He was.
Yes. No, I am Andy. It is me.
What?
Okay, well, what did he look like? Did he have a face sort of like this? Like this face?
No. It wasn't. No, his face wasn't like yours at all.
Okay, how was it different?
Well, where to begin? Should I begin with the left eye or the right eye? Whereas your left eye, sir, is sort of shielded by a large black plastic rectangle.
Yeah.
Andy's wasn't. And the right eye?
Okay.
Similar situation. No, it couldn't have been more different. Now, are you going to help me find Andy? If you're not going to help, get out of my way.
What's in it for me as sort of
money?
Have you got any money?
Oh, I've got money. I've got.
Cool. All right, I'll help you search then.
I've got all this money.
He's probably in this hedge. Let me just walk into it.
Okay.
Hey, Luke, it's me. I'm not wearing sunglasses.
Oh,
now.
Andy, thank God you're okay. Right, help me find that other guy. I owe him a lot of money.
Yeah, he said leave it in the hedge.
Okay. That is so like him.
Oh, Luke, it's a tough time here at the big October dance committee that we run at the school.
Yeah, it is.
Because we need to settle on a name, because apparently the previous people running this thing decided to call it Romp in the Swamp.
Romp in the Swamp? That's no good. We can't have Romp in the Swamp.
The worst name I've ever heard. Well, I threw it open to the rest of the school. We've had a bunch of students have submitted alternative names, so I guess we should just go through.
Okay, let's hear them.
See what they've got. Yeah. So, this first card is from Andrea Pallas, Cropolio, Ma H, Who's Crying Now, brackets me, brackets sad emoji, Danny Bowyer, Darius Emmanuel Grouch IV, aka The Grumble, aka Carl, Snowy Owl, The Axe perched atop Leon's Cakes, Angel Beat, and Nurse Jake. They're suggesting Shindig in the Quagmire. Okay, well, that's no better, is it?
No, that's arguably worse. What's this from Cara Dennison, The Monk, Irish Femboy Down the Road, Danny Cap, Duchess, Andy Meany, Jack Fabian, Kel, as everyone is calling her, Fagin's Golden Retriever, Gold Retriever, and Sean Hefting, Luke's Hot, Moist Wap Laser. Okay. They've suggested Waltz in the Wetland. I don't think so.
It's not really the vibe we're going for, no. All right, next card. We've got Prince Reynard, Andy's Caveman's Travelling Leather Coracle, Andrew the Osteogent, Why Can't Bears Get It Together, Michael Hayden, Carl the Jedi, Tony B, Julian Rundlet, Luke in the Hat, Morgana Wallace, and Book Monster. They're suggesting we call it Box Social in the Bayou.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Well, I mean, yeah, if it were 1923. But it isn't. We need to be cutting edge and cool.
We do. Well, maybe there's something more cutting edge here from Kate Tweedy. Hi, this is Kermit and Mayonnaise. Yes, really us. Come back here, you gremlins. Ian Admire, Suppressed Emotions, Keith Hall, Alan St. George, Will Thomas, Adam Cuddy Ruth, Z-Man and Chaos, and Daniel Rogers. They've suggested Meet Me in the Muskeg.
Interesting.
I like it.
I don't know what a muskeg is. I feel like that's something.
Well,
maybe Elon lays.
If you type swamp synonyms into Google, it's one of the things that comes up.
I'm imagining Elon Musk with an ovipositor now, and that's not a mental image I want for our big dance.
No, so, you're right.
We'll move on to the next card here from John Sharplin, A Better Boy, brackets, he's got two of them, Purple Disarray, Mark Chambers, Ben from Finance, Will Hutner. This episode of Bluey is called Playing with Guns. Hi, it's me again, Bird, Michael Olsen, Alex and Daisy and Bailey too, and Minnie. They're suggesting Party in the Stink Slime. Well, I mean...
I'm thinking no.
I'm thinking no to that one, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm thinking no.
Quinn is teething, who needs to sleep? Simon Gansel, Book Goblin, Richard Martin, Ethan Pearson, Arby Go Pack Go, well smoke out my snake, said a prospector, exclamation.
Okay.
Andrew and Krista and a haunted toaster, Sarah Mattocks, Phil Stevens, and Buy a Pot, Sell a Pot Pyramid Scheme. They've suggested Folly in the Fjord.
Oh,
I mean, it sounds, I want to say dainty.
Yeah.
I'm not keen. I'm not keen on it.
Cursed in a sort of
Cursed,
ancient Nordic cursed way. Yeah.
Folly in the fjord.
Kind of a vibe, I guess. Let's see what's on this card here from Jotham Funklara, Adam Steele, Mike Kavanagh, James Ziller, E.T., David Orment, the cheat code for infinite cows, Cyborg Penguin, Zora Stingray, Crunched Up Bone Heap, an uncensored end credit username. They're suggesting Grope in the Gunge.
Oh,
which, I mean, okay. All right.
Gunge.
No, I'm not going to dismiss it. We'll play in the space, but on the maybe pile, perhaps.
Let's put it. Yeah, let's put it at the top of the maybe pile.
Okay.
But first, let's see what's coming in here from Chase Baker, Dave Goddard, Seish, Ash, Christoph, Quunky Takes Manhattan, Clarky the Bearded Coach Driver, Hef, Big Bronk buys buttery beef jerky, Tilly Everoa, and the miserable arsehole with the pitchfork. They're suggesting that we call our dance Mingle in the Mire. What do you think?
Oh, okay.
It's quite sweet, actually, isn't it?
Quite sweet. Yeah. Well, let's see if we've got anything better. This card is from A Climaxing Bee, Moist Drippings, Rhymedema, Grand Moff Luke's planet-killing fetish, a man who rejoices in the name Herkimer Homolka, Hypermole, a skull and a top hat, the Knight of the Big Game, I Am Radio Rebel, Ben the Bar Guy, and Paul Stokes. They're suggesting Fumble in the Peat Bog. Well, I mean, come on.
I don't think we're going to be going with that, but perhaps we'll go with Business Corgi, Andy's Paradiddle Girlfriend, Eclair, Adam Snig, Anna Petahova, Blake, Luke meeting Trent Reznor under the bleachers, Autumn Holloway, The Vengeful Spirit of John Brown in a Battle Mech, Adam Bell, the ATM that satisfies your need for validation, Sam Rowland, and Elizabeth, who suggest Prance in the Pond.
Oh, that's quite nice, but I think we have the winner here, Luke.
Right.
On this card, which is from Sea Hunter, The Vacant Gabriella Ghost of Leighton, Hannah Kirchner, Clint Hannah Lopez, Homemade Mask, Lucas Johnson, Jeebus Piers Jones, That's What Fee Said, Louise Lola, Brody Tyrrell, Tim Craven, Matt S, and Courtney Rail. They've suggested Crawl Around in the Stinky, Slimy Pond Water, Gunky, Gross Slime Water, and Mosquitoes Are There.
Oh, okay. No, I like that. Will it fit on the banner?
We'll need a bigger banner for sure, but I think it's worth it for the name.
Big, long banner. That's good. Well, we've got a big, long school, so
that's true.
Perfect, really.
It'll go all around, all four sides.
It goes all around the school. Goes all around the school.